Just wanted to point that out.
True, yeah.
That's probably just emails printed out. Don't go through those anyway.
Get out the room after the draft, yeah.
So far, Morphling banned out by Vici Gaming. Afterwards, together with the opening bans from both of these teams are pretty much what teams do ban against Secret and Vici Gaming, right? Like Enchantress Ancient and 2 bugs from Team Secret, followed up by TA, actually in the second phase. I think we'll see, I don't know if you guys talked about TA, but this hero is popping off in EU pubs, and when I say EU pubs, I mean international pubs. Yep. Every single player is playing quite a lot of her. Tiny, TA, those are probably the 2 most contested mid laners at the moment.
But the main thing with TA as well is because not only do you have, like, the build is still somewhat generic with the whole Deso Blink. Sometimes you go for like a Dragonlance.
Yeah, it's actually Red Band Dragonlance Deso 90% of the time that I watched.
It's also the +1 though of the shard as well. We saw in Eastern Europe how GPK on the TA, he bought the shard and he would have a trap on every single staircase entry and exit of jungle. Like, you could not aggressively make moves because of this additional vision game. It was really spooky to play into. But Secret, they pick up this first phase puck, and instantly, like we've seen in the entirety of today, when you pick up a core in the first phase, you instantly use 3 bans, and this will be a big indicator that puck is a mid lane.
I have seen, when you see this puck picked, and you see Dragonite and T banned out after, that makes you think that puck is mid 100%. However, bam. In Chinese region at least, throughout the season, they have been doing that. They pick the puck and haha, now we're gonna ban out TA and put puck offlane. The teams can do that, but
that takes a lot of confidence. Yeah, you're using 3 bans to win the psychological warfare of this is going into certain role, and then to unflex it within.
And you can't really. You then have to reserve all your picks and really be ambiguous with the next couple of heroes that you pick, so that they do not know that puck is actually offlane.
A difficult thing here for Secret at least is just the fact that they picking in this order. The Hoodwink is a 4/5 flex, and getting to this pick, like, they have to pick an offlane here. They can't really real niche it here. They can't. Technically, they could just go for like a casual conker.
I just wanted to see something that breaks Puck's coil. That would be pretty nice for me. Like, Puck works for Secret, that is. Also, say versus Faceless Void, like a Wyvern that they're picking. They go with the Wraith King, which is also, well, it's not a say versus Faceless Void, but if he uses that chrono,
you'll die once.
You'll die once.
And you'll come back, and you have the fight still going.
Yeah, the main thing as well is Centaur, Shadow Demon, these are heroes that enable kind of prolonging the fight, but they're not the ones doing damage within chrono. And that's where Vici Gaming, they need to pick at least 1 damage source to make the Void confident, because we're not seeing any accelerants here. We don't have a Solar Crest, we don't have like the Invoker with Cataclysm or the Alacrity, or
they can pick, right? They still have their mid laner open.
But this is the main thing, they need someone to enable the Void, because they have kind of early damage issues.
They have been drafting though, like in the Chinese region, this Void has been picked by PSG LGD, by Vici Gaming, but by IG, and not always do they have heroes that combo with the Void so well that he just demolishes the whole team fight, right? These Snapfires or Invokers or AAs, they don't have to be picked, so it can be just a standalone one.
Actually, the first series of the day where they played against Team Nigma, Poyoyo had a Void Spirit, sorry, not a Void Spirit, a Faceless Void, that didn't really have any particular combo with it, and they crushed it regardless.
Yeah, and in the Execration series that we just saw, he went Diffusal Blade first and just tried fighting, so there are ways to play around it. It's just having the components to get that going, and then Team Secret, they just pick up a casual Slardar, which
is interesting. How popular is Slardar in Europe?
It's pretty decent, pretty up there, Mostly because
just give us bashes.
It was often picked by Team Liquid. Also, it was one of the heroes that Quakefa picked a lot. When he just went offlane, obviously making space for Samil in the mid lane with Boxy stepping out for a bit, and they just played Slardar a bunch, and he turned out to be one of the tanky boys. So Alliance obviously played them as well.
Tanky boys I am seeing in the Chinese and SCA region as well. Tanky boys, like you get this tricore of Dragonite, Doom, and Centaur, and you just don't have enough damage to take them down. I have seen that a couple of times. Slardar, however, hasn't been too popular and hasn't been really that strong on the offlane in these 2 regions at least. Here it does allow you for that mid-game tempo. It's really strong with the Hoodwink in the laning stage. You are decent versus Faceless Void, right? He bashes you, you bash him.
Oh, the bash warfare,
it's the bash dance, but you know when you're gonna bash at least, which I don't know if that's better or worse. Probably worse.
Honestly, you're undoing because you didn't know it's coming, so you play for it. But in regards to the Slardar pick, I don't mind it, just for the fact that laning phase, the way to deal with a Slardar is bringing in another support. SD isn't really leaving the center at any point, and it's not as if SD and Grim are going to connect and find kills on the map.
It's not a good support duo in that way.
Exactly. So that does unlock the Slardar to have an okay lane into that quick Aegis to give that extra core. That's something, and most likely will just be a puck mid. So they are going to have a good overwhelming timing, but they do run into the issue of how tanky does Vici Gaming quickly get with like 2 items each. Like,
yeah, when you have Slardar with Corrosive Haze, I guess it takes you quite a bit to become tanky, right? Like a Vanguard alone is not gonna do it on the Centaur any longer. Vanguard works wonders when you have armor. If you don't have armor, then it's a decent item. In this patch, it's really good, but it's not as great.
What do we feel the odds are that Puck is actually played by Puppy?
Again, it is an option, but they don't have ultimate last pick in the draft.
Wait a second. I just noticed that. Oh no, that's.
I've been.
Oh, that is confusing.
Yeah, I've been tricked out by this pretty much the entirety of the draft. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about the Vici Gaming logo there. Yeah. I'm like, wait a second, that's not right.
Yeah,
Well, I'm missing you.
Okay, on the team webcam, there's a logo for Secret, but it's on the left when they're drafting on the right. So when we go back to Vici...
No, it's just a wrong logo showing, because it shows the person, the team, who is having the pick right now, so this one should be the Vici Gaming logo. So yeah, the logos are wrong, but they're right, the names there are right, so don't worry. We got it, and it will be a Winter Wyvern last coming out for Team Secret, so the puck will be played by Nisha, and we'll have a pretty straightforward draft, it feels like, coming out from Team Secret. What do we like to see as last pick for Vici Gaming?
For them, they need a mid laner that works well against Puck on that mid lane. If Bat is still in the pool, that's an option that's also good versus Wyvern. But okay, you go with the tanky boy. Go with the Bristle.
I forgot this hero existed.
They do have break against it though. Hoodwink, one of the things. I'm not the biggest fan of Hoodwink. However, one of the things that this hero does bring to the table, that's that built-in break, right? Like you have an ulti that can deal with the Bristle. However, is that enough? I don't see that really from Team Secret. I don't see the damage that's going to take down this big boy.
This is kind of filthy because you now have Hoodwink, Wyvern support Joe that don't leave lanes. A Centaur SD aggressive, of course, dual lane. SD can then make stacks in your Ancients. There's mid Bristle who will happily farm mid, no pressure, into then farming those stacks. This timing is going to be like disgusting.
There's just a lot of good things for Vici Gaming. However, when you look at the positives of Team Secret is. Well, let me find them. Winter, no. I found one.
Okay.
Versus Chrono. We called her before. We called the Wyvern before to be picked. They picked it as the last pick. However, my worries always are the same with the Wyvern is Matu is not going to have a blast in the laning stage. Like when you're laning with the Winter Wyvern as a carry, you're like...
No.
40 damage break.
I think it's Winter Wyvern for Yapzor.
That's going to be a 4.
So, yeah, I see it.
Actually, he picked it.
Hoodwink,
Okay, I like this better, though. I like this better. Because Secret so far have been picking Wyvern on 5, and it's decent, it's good, but the laning is just terrible.
Yeah, but now you have a Wyvern on 4, and sorry for laughing, but that feels like it's not that type of hero that Yapzor normally shines on.
The main thing is, how does Secret find a way to deal with the efficiency Bristle will have in the first 10 minutes? Farming his lane in the not be able to prevent that will make your game so hard and an uphill battle, so that is the key thing. Prevent that from happening somehow.
What is it? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's find out how this first game is going to play itself out then. It's going to be Vici Gaming and Team Secret, commentated by Cap and Kyle.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Sheever. It's going to be Cap and Kyle doing this cast of what is probably the 2 anime protagonists for this series. At least in my opinion, anyway. I believe Secret and Vici Gamer are going to be the ones going through. What do you think, Kyle?
I'm leaning more Enigma. I think that the chat, very surprisingly, was heavily in favor of Team Secret, but Vici, my personal pick to be top of this wild card, and I'm a big fan of their draft and also watched how they played in our opening series today, and they've been pretty damn dominant.
They have been pretty good. It's something about Vici, man. They always seem to outdo my expectations of them as a team. They just, I think this team is really good. Their support duo is awesome. I've been very impressed by everything that I've seen from Poyoyo. And then, of course, we're just going to do a brief check-in with Shiver before we head back to the game of Vici Gaming versus Secrets.
Very impressive note-taking skills, though.
Yeah, Shiver is just always ready to go, studying the game as always, making sure to keep the notes of who's playing what. And one of the things that she pointed out was that Puppy is going to be playing a 5-position Hoodwink, as looks like we're going to get out to the races right away with Old 11 on the Centaur, picking up the Bounty Rune, and probably heading to the Glue Factory sometime soon, as unless the Stomp can save him. Puppy, one more shot, but he needs it. Can't quite get it. Slowed down by DY with the Stroke of Fate. PYW is going to return some fire, but ultimately it looks like that First Blood is going to go unclaimed, unless they really think they can get Yapzor here. I mean, he is a slow hero. Nice dodge there on the Stroke, but it does mean PYW was able to get nice and close. They're going to surround him with the Disruption Illusions. He goes for an instant TP away, and he's good. First Blood still unclaimed, but it's going to be a long trek back to the lane for Yapzor as he went all the way home.
Wow, that is a very risky TP. You know, you die there. Suddenly, Wyvern is not a very speedy hero. You're doing the long walk of shame up top. But well done. Nice TP.
All right, so what is it that you liked about this lineup for Vici Gaming? Was it the last pick, Bristleback?
Oh,
is it
Bristleback.
Yeah.
All day, every day. I think that we've seen and we've talked a lot about, though we haven't seen TA, but Bristleback, I think, very strong for numerous reasons. This is an ancient patch. You have a pretty simple way of clearing stacks. And in addition, you can't really lose lane just thanks to water runes.
Yep.
So Puck, very low armor. You can see +3 under tower, but if he gets outside of it, just 1. So you just spam spines, control runes, and Bristle theoretically should just trade free farm here.
It's also a hero that can do a little of creep aggro tricks, maybe pull the wave over to the easy camp. He's going to pull it over to when the power runes start spawning as well. It's just, there's so many little things that you could do with Bristleback to make even the hardest lane malleable and functioning for you.
Yeah, top is going to be curious because I've seen Slardar picked quite a bit. You know, we watched European DPC for quite some time. This is a offlaner special for pretty much every squad in that Western European region. But against Void, it can go both ways, though. I do think Slardar is one of the better matchups against it. And I also see that trademark Bracer first build.
Yep. Ever since they buffed the regen, just by like 0.25, I think,
yes,
something like that, it was enough to be able to put Bracer back into contention for just really only offlaners. It's not like we're seeing supports pick it up. They occasionally go for like the fluffy hat builds. He is going to be paired up with Winter Wyvern, though, which is not the greatest laning hero, and you're going to see that here. Zai is going to be the one giving up First Blood.
Got caught there looking like he was chasing to go off for a bash, but you know, he catches one back, and if you tank the Grimstroke Inkswell, you're taking a lot of damage. And as you said, Yapzor, I mean, fantastic player, but quite possibly one of the worst heroes in lane. Look at that. 2 armor, 46 damage, and at level 1, it's just... It's not really. It's just not good.
Yeah. I mean, we heard that from the interview. Remember that one with Puppy, where he was talking about picking the Winter Wyvern, and Matumba Man was telling him, no, please, don't pick the Winter Wyvern. My lane's going to be just shit. And Puppy did it anyway, because that's what a good leader does.
Indeed.
Is completely ignore everybody else and go with your gut. So he picks it anyway. It works. They win there. But on the international stage, it's going to be a different question.
And there's 2 things I've been looking for coming into this tournament, and I think certain regions really undervalue the importance of lanes, even though we talk about it constantly. Vici and also Teamfight, and Vici in this game stressed both. So far doing quite well in all 3 lanes. They also have a really easy way to play macro on the map. Bristle naturally is going to progress to Ancients and farming stacks, which leaves then one of the 2 ranged supports to take middle. He's already taking a stack easy camp, and then a Void, of course, is going to give you that late game power spike. He just steals a couple of creeps.
Nothing major here is actually going to be challenging the Bristleback for a few hits. 2 levels of the passive for Ori, so he's going to be able to shrug most damage off.
That's pretty interesting. I've always been more of a fan of the 1-3-1.
Yeah.
He's got to be really careful.
Yeah, he tries to go for the water rune and gets a little bit baited and goes down to 4 health. Jeez.
They can see that's that second point in the passive there. Cap that damage negation allows him to live with only 4 HP.
And you were just saying how you really like the 0-3-2 build for those exact situations.
That's why you do it. That's why you do it. I always like the 1-3-1 because it allows you to farm more Ancients more quickly, but also ensure you get faster alt stacks up when you actually do hit 6 and start maybe looking to chase down heroes and find kills.
You do have one of the most impressive cases of foot and mouth syndrome that I've
It's unbelievable.
Seen.
I don't know how it works like that.
Yeah, it's your timing. It almost feels like it's intentional.
No.
DY going to be pushed away here. The Slardar sitting 19-3 compared to 25-7. So as expected, the Faceless Void is winning this lane. And again, we're probably going to say it's the lack of impact of a Winter Wyvern. Fortunately, as he starts getting to level 3 and 4, you start feeling a bit better because Splinter Blast starts dealing a lot of damage. You can Cold Embrace to be able to heal up your ally, which has been getting some okay laning phase buffs for... Yeah. I don't know, I'm going to say it like 5 or 6 patches ago.
Yeah, the base regen isn't just awful now, so a 1-point wonder as an ability. The damage reduction is also quite nice. Vici have a lot of physical damage threat. It'll be really interesting, though. I can't believe we saw Hoodwink in the opening from Secret. That was not something I would have seen coming. And keep in mind, this is why it's baffling to me. I think chat leaning 75% towards Secret. This team 1-1 Gambit.
Yeah. I'm not feeling so hot about Secret right now, and especially if they have a 5 Hoodwink. I mean, one of the only teams that plays Hoodwink somewhat regularly would be Quincy Crew, and they play it on a 4 position. I don't think I've seen a single 5 Hoodwink.
And I remember I asked Jack about that as well, like what's going on with this Hoodwink, and he just chuckled, said I can't reveal any secrets, so I don't know what that means, but...
It probably means he has no idea.
Yeah. I played against him yesterday, it did not end well. And oh, this is a beautiful regen room. You get to just farm. Oh my god, this is enormous.
Yeah, this is massive. You wouldn't usually be able to farm this big of an ancient stack this early, not even having maxed up quills yet.
Yeah. Just hang now he's that is actually insane. What a room. That is a potential game-winning room. Like plus, I don't even know, 1,500 gold, a ton of experience, and
it's still going.
Yeah.
Why does regen rune last so long anyway?
I don't know. It got nerfed a little bit. I think it lasts less long, but yeah, on heroes like Bristle to farm Ancient, Storm Spirit, probably the most notable user. Poor Nisha, he's farming his stacks too, right? But that's what, a triple hard camp? That was a 4-stack Ancients that just dropped off.
Yeah. They're going to stack up the Ancients again here, but they honestly do not have the... Yeah, Wraith King doesn't actually do Ancient stacks very well. He's really good at farming a single Ancient camp. Yeah. Not so good with the stacks.
Yeah, I've heard Brian actually rage at his allies for stacking Ancients when he's Wraith King. Oh, it doesn't help him.
I've heard that in person. He's very angry.
Yes.
It's scary.
Speaking of scary, this old 11 Centaur could... Oh, wait, just kidding. Has a Vanguard. No boots necessary. Even after nerf, he's probably going to be fine here. Oh, well.
Oh, it's actually going to use the Stampede with Poyoyo coming in. They're going to try and chase down both of these kills. That's very greedy. They're going to use the Chronosphere to be able to go through Wraith. He did not get the stick off before the Chronosphere, so he didn't have the mana for Reincarnation. Nisha does have the Orb, so he's very, very fine. There's a lot of stacks there, but of course, maybe he gets hit by 1 round of quills, but not even that.
That was sick. He definitely checked mana there. The nerfs putting it now 180 mana for the Reincarnate, so Poyo recognizing there's no Reincarnate available. That is a huge rotation, and now he should be able to assert dominance. And this is the Bristleback factor. I mean, what, level 9?
Yeah.
At 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, he's 1,000 net worth ahead of the Buck, who arguably beat him in lane. He forced the Bristleback to go back to base, and they're actually going to double up here. Secret going for the kill of a Centaur with a Vanguard. That's not going to go very well for them. As here comes Ori, looking to be able to chase down Zai, but Tubman just going to make sure his offlaner can get back safely. But ultimately, this has been a rotation of 2 cores to 1 lane with little effect.
Yep, and this early phase boost, this is the way you love being able to play Bristle. Don't have to go for that early Hood or Vanguard for survivability. Typically, you need some regen or sustain item to farm Ancients. The regen rune gave him his stack at an earlier timing. Now phase boost Hood, he's just going to run at people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how you stop this man. You can't kill him.
I wonder if we've gotten a look at how many stacks that PYW has managed to put together. Because if he knows all the tips and tricks, you can actually get like 4 or 5 stack camps with just 1 Shadow Demon rotation. It requires you to like preemptively Shadow Poison 1 way, pull it back, it goes back in, and then when the Shadow Poison pops at the right time, You can pull everything.
Top tower is under attack.
And you can see the secret draft, you look around at the itemization they're going for. It's similar to what we saw in the game where Miracle was playing. But, early Witchblade, probably maybe even do a Desert. Oh, that's a...
no!
He got the orb.
He doesn't have the orbit, and Nisha is only going to be able to go so far with the silence, chased down by the combination of Ori, DY, and PYW. Now they're going to start putting a bit of assault on that mid tower. I was actually a little bit surprised that Vici Gaming gave up on that top tower. Like, well, they could defend that with Bristleback, but no, they said, let's go ahead, focus in on the mid lane. Much more important tower anyway.
And do you see the Maelstrom build on the Void? So Vici looking to have that more aggressive timing. And Secret, Armlet build on the Wraith King. They have the minus armor from the Slardar, so they should hit a pretty big spike in the mid game as well. But my fear is, again, like this support duo, Wyvern Hoodwink, very limited damage output, and so trying to do the behind tower, but just not.
Gonna show off a really nice coil coming in from behind. Nisha, he's gonna be able to get through both the supports. Very little impact from them. And Wraith King still alive too. As Poyo is gonna be able to bounce away from all that damage that came out from the Hoodwink ultimate. And the rest of Vici Gaming, very hard to bring down, so they'll be able to reset. But still, nice defense there for Team Secret, being able to get nice 2 kills.
Yeah, really nice job. Yeah, he dies, but he blew so much time. He got the full cold embrace off and just baits Vici into a rough position. I remember one of my first lessons playing with Fly way back in the day was to be very cautious trying to TP in to defend your tier 1 safe lane. It's so easy to lose games. Secret needed to bring all 5, otherwise they have no hope of repelling that, and they come out with a favorable trade, and Matumba's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Ori can very easily kill him twice here if Secret's not careful, and I bet they don't even have TPs left because they all TP'd earlier. Ori's realizing that. He's like, I don't see anybody on my radar. I think we can go for this. He's actually going to focus on the tower while still trying to keep Matumba close. Another round of Ace. Well, Matumba low on armor here. Finally, Secret going to start showing up. Oh no, the missed bushwhack. He doesn't actually hit Ori. Not stunned at all, so he just continues to whack down Matumba to get the kill, to get the tower.
Just realizing, you actually had the confidence to pick Bristle into one of the only break mechanics in Dota 2. But right there, you saw Ori is just too strong. Like, he's not a real target, and Secret have to be concerned. You can see them with discipline, even in that first engagement onto the tower. They're not targeting Bristle because that is what Vici Gaming wants. They have a disruption behind him. They've got plenty of heroes to follow up. He's gonna break coil, just stand there.
Yeah, just wait it out. He's got Stampede shortly after. For the magic damage may prove to be too much. No misses from the low ground. They get him.
The Witchblade. The Witchblade is what is necessary if you want to take out a hero like Centaur.
Does so much added damage. So I feel like we've been talking about, you liked Vici Gaming's lineup. It feels like you feel like this Bristleback is a big problem. You said they drafted for lanes, they drafted for team fight. So what is the advantages that Secret's lineup has?
In theory, better pickoff potential, cleaner stun combinations. They have the break to deal with both the bashes and the Bristleback. In theory, Roche, they can take it with ease and they just get one pickoff. And right here, you can already see a little bit of that pickoff potential coming into play. Puck Slardar, your hunters. Once that blinks online for this game's a lot easier for them to play. All they need is a pickoff like that. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes from now, and boom, it's into Roshan. Yeah, that was actually the blink reveal. Went for the brown boots, rushed it.
It's not even my birthday.
I mean, they've got really good low-risk lane shove on the side of Secret that'll open that up, right? Hoodwink is able to play side lanes all the time. Winter Wyvern Splinter Blasts, Wraith King Skeletons. Oh, trying to catch little Hoodwink, the squirrel. Gets back to the safety of the tier 2 tower, and with no additional help, okay. DY says, you're going to come back to me? I'll go ahead and take that kill. Maybe I'm going to trade my life for it, but he just needs to be able to get his spell off. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do so. Zai with the save and the kill, 6-6 now.
That's interesting that I didn't expect that. We see the Vanguard actually on the Bristleback. Not a huge fan of that. We saw Old 11 die to just the magic damage, the Witchblade burst.
Yeah.
This is really ineffective against mine armor and magical damage, right? So suddenly, yeah, the Lotus Orb's queued up, but I might have preferred just something that wouldn't fall off. You know, when you're ahead, I think getting that bonus build-up item, it's not even getting past the advantage. Maybe they're just going to look to take fights right away.
Well, immediately, Nisha has no mana. They're nearly going to double snap it here to try and finish him off, but Zai is able to provide a stun, and Old 11 is getting shredded by this corrosive haze now.
Way too much damage, but plus the percentage-based DPS from the Wyvern Q as well, the Arctic Burn. Nisha with a really nice reaction there. I'm surprised surprised they went for that. And you can already kind of see Vici. The downside of the draft is right now, what is their pick-off? Right? All these heroes on Secret are free to react. They're also playing into a Wyvern at all times. They need a sick Chronosphere to really open up an engagement, but not necessarily looking to 5v5 either. And as you said, Secret, really easy way of just shoving out lanes for free. Wyvern Ws, the in general, plus of course Nisha, who can just QW, nuke down a wave immediately, back away.
All right, well, it feels like Secret is in a pretty good place at this point. 15 minutes in, up by 1,000. Do you feel like their lineup is actually going to stall out at some point in time against Faceless Void? Or are you confident that the combination of Wraith King plus Slardar, because they have like the late game lockdown, the physical damage dealer, and a hardcore minus armor?
Yeah, I'm starting to see where chat was going, to be quite honest, Cap, because they're going to have that massive amount of burst damage plus the combo breaker.
Yeah.
Like the Wyvern, you've already gotten through the most difficult phase of the game. Yapzor survived the lanes. Now, they're free to go for kills and then always have that get out of jail free card.
Got the disruption ready to go. Pops it now. The shot actually still landing. The Centaur is definitely in trouble here. The last Winter Blast should be able to claim his life. Vici Gaming giving up yet another pickoff.
There's not much you can do there. It's you know, the thing about Wyvern Ultimate is that it is an offensive combo break. The defensive disrupt is effective if suddenly VG can re-engage. If there's no added pressure, if there's no allies coming in, specifically a Chronosphere, then you're just delaying the inevitable. Centaur is going to die 100% of the time. Meanwhile, if you try to Chrono before you find Yapzor, one big ulti just turns the fuck around.
DY trying to stay alive here, but it's not going to work. Now, Ori is going to be a bit of a problem for Secret in dealing with him, but they can focus fire when he's facing the wrong direction or when he's broken. Goes to show this Bristleback cannot be nearly as fearless as he once was. Now is the plate mail to help you out with that minus armor you were talking about earlier. I'm sure in some way he's probably regretting that Vanguard and saying, man, a faster Lotus Orb and an Eternal Shroud would have felt really good.
Oh yeah, I love the new Shroud on Bristleback. Big fan of it on Leshrac as well. These heroes that can sometimes run into mana issues. You know, Hood is not super expensive to pop, but it's real nice that you know you're going to get all your mana back plus more when you pop your Magic Resist. And
I'm just mostly surprised that Ori wasn't able to take that mid tower.
Yeah.
When he got to that big peak that you were talking about, like he's 1,000 net worth ahead of the puck, he had this Vanguard very early on. I was like, okay, he's just going to chip away at that mid tower until it falls, but instead, that tier 1 has stayed alive for 17 minutes, and it's been a big boon for Secret and their continued map control that they have.
Definite prioritization of the bottom lane, right? They went once, and yeah, they got Monster tower kill, but it took them so long that that window where you were super far ahead on Vici wasn't able to close on the Secret mid tower, and for the reasons we've discussed at length now, it's tough to just straight up push objectives because Vici don't have any way to poke and prod to start an engagement. You know, Centaur still closing in on the blink, so ultimately, what is their catch? It's avoid leaping in, a disruption offensively.
And we already have the counters to Chronosphere, Winter Blast, or both the save from Cold Embrace as well as the Winter's Curse.
And we've been saying it, even Rich repeating it now. Control the armor, control the game. You look around Secret's lineup, Zai closing in on level 12. That means minus 15 armor from his ultimate. A Medallion Rush on to the Hoodwink. You're going to have a Desolator coming out real soon on Matumba Man. Suddenly, Roshan, that dies in 10 seconds. And Vici Gaming, with the exception of this Bristleback, who, if he's broken and goes to negative armor, like Slow Sword might not be enough if he gets stun locked, but it is up at a nice timing. Somehow Nisha ahead of the game in net worth. That is wild. He's been a part of a lot of kills thus far.
Matumba Man staying slightly ahead of the Faceless Void as well. He is going to be going for a very early Deso. What do you think about that?
Checking out the camp stack. Yeah, he might be using the trick you were talking about.
Yeah,
11. Putting up Insania numbers out here.
Yeah, it really is. And yet, despite all this camp stacked, still behind in net worth by 3K in total.
It's the lack of playmaking power. You know, this is what somewhat punished Vici. You know, we saw their series against Nigma. They always had this focus on the macro game, on the late game. You know, a last pick Spectre in that game that they dropped. But the game one, you know, it wasn't so much Vici winning. They played solid, but ultimately it was just that the later it went, the more secure their position.
Yeah.
You might be able to say the same here. Most people do consider Void the king of the late game, but I really am starting to like what I see with Secret. They have controlled the armor. Now it's all about finding an opening there. Huddled is 4. Niche is ready to TP if needed. And more importantly, they're playing this Roche pit area. If they find kills here, it's immediately in for the objective. They want to be playing this spot. Nobody cares about bottom safe lane tower. You can clear that out later.
Oh, this is the kind of classic, right? Both lineups can take Roshan, so therefore both lineups sit around the Roshan pit for as long as possible. And you can see some games where they battle back and forth for 5-6 times before one is broken. They kind of jump in onto a VA, and Wraith King is their first target. Ori on the front lines, already trying to put in the damage with the quills, but that Winter's Curse is just going to line up, so Old 11 is dead, and he doesn't even have buyback. Now, Bristleback inside the river, he's also gone. Meanwhile, Nisha is just hearing the back line. Almost managed to catch the Shadow Demon, but it's going to be caught inside this Chronosphere and killed by Poyoyo, but he can't really fight anything else. No, it's out of gas.
That's it.
That's it. Time for Roshan.
Yep. That was, you see right there. There's no way Ori expected his survivability to be so non-existent. He straight up just gets popped. First, kills Old 11. Excellent use of the Winter's Curse there. Typically, we're talking about being used as a defensive tool, but that's why it's so powerful, because it actually gets the free kill on Centaur, and, you know, alley-oops the Bristleback. Everybody has time to land spells. All that minus armor coming out, the Deso, the Medallion, the Slardar amp, and then the break. They blew everything. They lose only Nisha. Kind of a given. You get solo chronoed. They get the Roche.
I mean, we could see immediately that was going to be a bad idea. And Vici Gaming, you could see it in them too. Yeah. There was a bit of trepidation. Old 11 was like, I don't really want to jump a Wraith King, but I guess I have Inkswell. Like, he does it anyway, and it's a terrible fight.
Yeah. It's definitely, I don't know how it happened, but felt like one of those moments where the team's saying go. You know, you're set up to go.
Bounty.
You don't really want to. You saw that second of hesitation.
Yeah.
Go for it anyway, and ultimately, fight together, die together. But Nisha also did a good job. He completely removed the supports from that engagement.
Yeah, there was supposed to be some disruption save somewhere in there.
I think it got on. I don't know how relevant it was.
Yeah.
Like, and then all of a sudden, Ori's running forwards, but the moment his target switches to Centaur, that fight is lost. It's really just about finding Yapzor. You have to find Yapzor if you're Vici Gaming.
That is a big difference. That's right. It's like Vici Gaming, their jump in is a Faceless Void, as you said, maybe a Centaur. Those aren't the best catch heroes for really killing supports, but the puck, that's going to be super disruptive at being able to find Grimstroke and finding the Shadow Demon, preventing disruption saves. Really good. TP away. Oh, even better, though. They got the coil. He's not going to be able to get away from that shot from the Hoodwink, and they've got more than enough chain stuns to hold him in place. And even if they didn't, they'd have vision of everywhere he went.
Yeah, they have this nice Tinker ward, but really now a Hoodwink ward for
yeah.
But, that's a ward to try and find the pesky 5 position at Team Secret, who somehow has 5,000 net worth. Puppy always finding a way to get farm, but top 2 net worths now, Team Secret Heroes, and certainly feeling strong. The Dagon queued up by Nisha. And I like this. We just talked about the disparity. Vici can't hunt backline. Secret can. And that's what Nisha's itemizing. He wants to be able to pop the Shadow Demon at the start of the fight. That means whoever else his squad goes for, they know they can 100-0 it, uninterrupted, and just way more stuns.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, it goes, okay, Chronosphere, but then the Winter Wyvern is the counter to the Chronosphere, and then in which case, especially if it's Winter's Curse, maybe Disruption is the counter to that, but he's never going to get it off. Not with Nisha in the game, anyways.
Yep. I feel like I've seen so many times games of Dota. It's the script that is written. Take Roche as Radiant, immediately rotate towards bottom, collect the towers, and then TP immediately back up to defend.
They're going to be able to catch him, too. There's no way he's getting out of this one. The Bushwhack, they do manage to get the disruption, buying a little bit of time, and double. Oh, that's actually great. Someone that's going to be able to catch the two of them. Maybe blowing up the Nisha right away and taking the first life away from Matuma-Man. He's going to come back and a roll to hurt his Poyo. Immediately lines up where Chronosphere catches the Winter Wyvern. Nobody else, but if you can kill the Wyvern right away, it's not that big of a deal. As Matuma-Man still being kited around by this Bristleback, the big BKB Zai Slardar just goes ahead and finds a Shadow Demon kill, but can he really save Matumbaman here? Now on his third life and final life for him is going to be able to blink away. DY being chased by that Slardar, but they have to keep their distance from Ori. Without the break mechanic and without the targeted fire, they have a hard time being able to take him out.
Yeah, that was an insane fight from Vici Gaming. You saw the Grimstroke ulti immediately, the double ultimate from the Shadow Demon. Purges both.
He's coming back. He's really going to try and do this one. His replay is not back up yet. His haste rune has a few more seconds. We might be able to get him away. The break put onto the Bristleback, and they do have now Nisha. It's going to be joined back into the fight. Does have the coil. Disruption. Is it out there? He does not hear. They're not going to be able to buy this one. The silence comes out, and then his face's void just getting blown up right away. Now the damage is turned onto the center. Who has the Inkswell? Can he stay alive long enough for it to pop? Not quite. Matumbaman finally does fall. Or he turns around, swipes him once, but he wanted to kill on his eye as well. He's being poked and pulled apart. He can't really stick on a one target, and all of his allies, they're being ripped apart by Nisha, ripped apart by Zai. They're just running and kiting this Bristleback to oblivion. Now he's left all by his lonesome against 3 heroes. Immediately Lotus Orb going down to be able to take rid of that corrosive haze, but now he's being slowed down by Yapzor. Bit by bit, poke by poke, they're going to be able to finish him off. The last man of Vici Gaming goes down, and Team Secret holding out for a nice team fight.
I mean, it needs some time to warm up, Cap. That was nice. That is what you expect to see. Incredible silence from Nisha, if we could run that back, because that straight up won the fight. I actually think that that's going to turn around, but he hits a 4-man silence. That's what allows them to finish the void. The disruption was just off cooldown, unable to be utilized because Nisha, I don't even think he had vision. He just like straight up went for it. He knew he had to get the overlap on any backline in range. BKB will soon come out from the void. Zai had his in that last engagement. Very early timing. Ultimately 20-10. Only a 6k net worth lead. You can see how difficult it is to take down the Bristle, but this kind of goes back to the item build. Hood, Vanguard, Lotus Orb. He's survivable. Yep. He's just getting kited. Yep. He can't actually stick to a target to deal damage. So by the time he's hitting somebody, it's Secret hitting back because they've killed out his entire team.
Yeah, as you said, they picked it into the Hoodwink. They picked it into one of the only break mechanics, but even more so, he picked it into a lot of heroes that can just kite him out.
Not just that, you now have the Arctic Burn, the Ags. The Wyvern has been picked up. 9% health burn every second.
That is
pretty significant against strength heroes.
Yeah, that's slow. Like, he can Lotus Orb some of this, but he could just be reapplied another way. They're going to be able to kite this Bristleback. This is just awful for Vici Gaming. They really got to get their next timings of BKBs online because it feels like they are a bit outclassed right now in this moment.
And okay, the Ags will come out, but I still kind of fear for this Bristle. I feel like they need that next item, right? Like an AC on somebody. Do they have a Solar Crest yet?
A prize.
Aetherland? No Solar Crest. Both supports also buying Aghanims. So right now, Secret certainly in control of the armor. You can even see a casual plate mail on Old 11. He'll also be going for a Lotus Orb. But right now, it just feels like everything Vici's buying is just about surviving, better spell casting.
Yeah.
Secret, they just get more damage and more damage.
Is under attack.
BKBs soon have one on Matu as well. I don't know how you're going to stop him.
Yeah, in a way, that BKB is just more damage for Matumbaman. Not just the stats, but the fact that he can just keep on swinging on people, which he's had a little bit of problem due to Inkswell and the Centaur stuns that are coming out.
Yeah, soon Yules onto Puffy. That'll be quite nice, just for more kiting. He's done a really nice job keeping lane shoved almost, really in spitting distance. Yapzor's net worth, that's a tall task against one of the greedier 4 positions. Though Puppy probably knows that well by now. They've been together for some time.
All right, Ori. I mean, this is a significant upgrade that he's got him for himself. The Aghanim Scepter allowing him to spam constantly to keep himself at maxed out Warpath stacks. And then an Arcane Rune as well. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Vici Gaming just go for a team fight, right?
No, definitely. If it wasn't now, I'm not sure when it would be. You know, Bristle's just a smidge away from the level 20 talent. Expect the Quill stack damage.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Though still not having Eternal Shroud means those kind of stacks, it just, without that spell life, dude, you know, it just doesn't feel quite as good.
When you see the Hood first, you're thinking, okay, the Shroud will come out. And at this point, I think you'd rather that than the Vanguard. The lack of armor, Yeah, Vanguard's really nice pretty much before 15-20 minutes. At this point, it's just an item I feel like you'd rather not have, especially since, did he actually get rid of it? He did. He split it.
I just saw that vitality booster in his backpack earlier. Oh, a jump! They needed to find Puppey. That's a decent pickoff for them if they can actually get him running his way through his trees, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot of trees left to be able to hide in. YapzOr, in a vain attempt to try and help Puppey, doesn't actually get caught. Fortunately, those Tranquil Boots allow him to fly pretty fast.
It's actually pretty sick, not just for the offensive power we talked about, but as an escape mechanism. Finding YapzOr is the way to win a fight for Vici. How are you going to do that when he can fly at all times?
I have Lotus Orb. But yeah, like going back to that Vanguard, if he gets that early Vanguard and he takes the big tower early on, then maybe that feels okay. I mean, you know, but the fact that he went an early game item, didn't actually take the early tower that is most crucial to take.
Well, that's crazy, because he had a Shroud kit up. He did have a Vanguard, right?
Yeah.
Because he just got rid of it. I mean, respect. Like, recognizing, you know what, I don't want this item. It was a bad decision, and I won't have it anymore.
Okay. Oh, is not going to be doing that much to save Ori. Fortunately, the Stampede will get him out for now. But Nisha, he did have that coil. Looks like he was just a little bit shy being able to catch up, though. Oh, look at that. He's got the coil breaker, too. Psychic headband. Oh, yeah. Great item for a puck.
Yeah, the int damage as well. Also with now the finished Sanj Kaya. He had the Dagon before. Now it looks like it'll be an Octarine. I agree with that. Just for the increased cast range, much easier to find big coils.
Does this change the game for you? Aghanim Scepter, Shadow Demon, and Grimstroke. They just got picked up within 2 seconds of each other.
That is pretty nasty, actually. 3 purges, technically 4. Grimstroke can now give his team a carry in the Wraith King. Very stat-heavy build as well. They'll get the Deso. It's something. You know, they're 7k down, but Vici, even into the second Roche, wonder who gets the shard here.
I mean, just imagine. So I know the damage did change for how the Aghanim Scepter works on Shadow Demon. Now it no longer does that stacking thing, but now it actually builds up over time. But just imagine, that's 6 purges if he gets it off on a Soulbind.
That's true. That is pretty nasty. They did.
They're in. Nisha tries to break the coil. Was very close to being able to pull that one off. It's stole everything. It's actually been top of it on his second life. They're able to come back with the BKB. They're not strong enough. They don't do good enough to the fight for the peak. Now they're going to be able to pick them up. Nisha guys, T-Strike away and fame. Sounds not good enough. They're going to be Bushwhack. He's actually invisible right now, but finally they do get a vision of him. He gets off the Bushwhack last second, but they did buy back, and they're trying to get here. But Vici Gaming, they're not manning down. They're actually going to go for it. They are not afraid of Secret. They weren't afraid of him with an Aegis, and they're certainly not afraid of teams with buybacks, but something happened. Lotus Orb bouncing back on him. Matama-Man, he dies. He comes back just in time for the reincarnation. Nisha still trying to go for those supports on the right hand, and Zai is going to be joining him. All the 11. He's going to be dying, but Matama-Man, he's going to be following him right down into the grave where he belongs. Zai ends up falling. It's now Poyo jumping for his next target. He gets Bushwhacked though. He gets shot. He falls. Nisha managed to get the kill on the carry. Vici Gaming. They all have these buybacks, but look at the Dark Portrait. It's going after Puppey. Nisha's very low as well, but Team Secret are able to escape with at least one of these heroes. Looks like maybe Puppey's going to stay alive as well. Vici Gaming, in their resolve, do not buy back for that. They just leave Ori, and he's perfectly fine.
That is excellent discipline. You know, Secret, they used those buybacks. They had to go in and fight. That's 2 cores. Puppey as well. And I mean, if it breaks, that fight is totally different for Team Secret.
Yep.
But it's maybe 100 units away. So now all of a sudden you've blown coil. Ori, he doesn't care. He's going to just stand there, spam QW, and look to kill people. That opening of the fight for Secret just backfired. And the ultimate...
It's the only 2 team fights they've lost, right? When Soulbind catches on to Nisha, the team fight is easily won by Vici Gaming.
Yep, they blew everything. The Chronosphere as well. They used everything to try and save him. But you saw the silence from the Grimstroke on the puck. He came out of Cold Embrace, still couldn't get any spells off. Got a question, you know, the Soul Booster, in theory, Octarine, great item. But I I've seen Miracle earlier today pick up a BKB. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something you got to think about here for Nisha. He's huge. Like, look at his net worth. This hero is not just a squishy spellcaster at this stage. And if you have a BKB, suddenly it's really just that Chronosphere you're going to fear. But to point, Vici got everything they wanted. I saw like 3 purges. Tomberman's just broken twice throughout the fight, and the Dark Portrait opened up. Like, you had a Wraith King on your side the entire fight.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely crazy. I mean, just pure number of lives, right? That was 3 lives on Nisha, right? He had the Aegis and he bought back as well. There was 4 lives on Matumba Man. Like, they threw all of that just to kind of go even at the end of the day. Like, that is, they used the cheese as well on that second round of the team fight. I mean, it definitely feels like this game is beginning to turn for Vici Gaming's favor, or it's just the execution of team fights that matters.
It's Team Secret also needing to tweak a little bit of their initiation style. It's Zai who has to go first. He has that Aghanim shard now, so a big stunt also applies all the amplified damage. For 5 seconds, he'll get haze on his targets. Then Nisha is free to bypass that initial target and find the backline. Yeah, you have Ags on both supports of Vici, but they're still pretty squishy. Like, these heroes don't have anything else. There's no Glimmer Capes. Strokes running around with a fluffy hat, Shadow Demon, and Aether Lens. There's no extra survivability included. You've got to kill a support duo, and that has to be Secret's game plan if they want to take any sort of engagements. BKB up on the Void has the evasion as well. It's going to be really nice here against the Slardar Wraith King combination.
Look at this cute maneuver by Vici Gaming. They smoke to the top side of the map while showing Ori at mid. So they're trying to disguise this movement in what is an attempted pick-off off of a Chronosphere, and it may still have an opportunity to work here, but no. They finally give up, say, okay, it's time to push down the lane. Butterfly next up for the Faceless Void. They're currently searching for the Hoodwink, but not going to find him. Puppy actually getting a ward down behind them for maybe potential team fights in the future.
That's a very close game. You know, at this point, net worth really means nothing. It's all about item timings, initial fights. I also love the fact that we got Gary and Lacoste across the way. They're just screaming and yelling. Something's happening over on the B screen.
Yeah, we've had some pretty hype series already for day 1 of the AniMajor. A lot of ties.
A lot of 1-1s.
Was not expecting as many as we ended up getting, which is good. Goes to show that maybe these teams are on very even footing.
It just feels like Dota. I don't know if it's the new system, if it's just that we've had so much time before these international lands, but teams are better. Drafting seems more important than ever. A lot more nuance in the item decisions, a lot more concern about proper timings, the Aghanims, the shards, new abilities. Talents have shifted. What Bristle level 25 talent did he go for? Wow, damage, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel it. He's hitting very hard.
Oh, yes. How much is that per stack now?
Aghanim Scepter soon for the Hoodwink, which that's a significant upgrade for Nisha to get that extra, both the spell damage amp up as well as the amp up on, or reduction of status resistance. I mean, you managed to break a coil on somebody who has that boomerang status effect on them. Ooh.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Stunned for a very long time, and just doing the math, Bristleback with that talent and the Ags, which is most useful because it allows you to keep maximum warpath stats. You can put them almost always at 9. That is 9 times 59 damage, Cat.
That is a lot of damage, Kyle. It's over 500 damage?
That's correct. It's 590 minus 59.
Oh, God.
That's 531 bonus damage.
Very good. Very good. I'll believe that. It says plus 431.
That's because he only had 7 stacks.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
I have to be confident that I'm right.
Can we check out Slardar still has the level 25 undispellable corrosive haze, right? Man, he's only level 20. They could really use that upgrade. Those Lotus Orbs are very annoying.
That's a game changer. It's what makes Dota so cool. It's just so much fun to watch because you pick up, the Lotus Orb was the answer to the haze, what, like 17, 18 minutes in, picked up by the Bristleback?
Yeah.
But you get so late in the game, suddenly it's like, oh wait, that's not an answer. I actually now just need to have a massive amount of armor to have a prayer in this game, and that's a big butterfly for Poyoyo. That's ideal. You can see Matu, he recognizes what he needs. He went for the Deso AC, all about the minus armor, but now needs an MKB if he actually wants to try and slay a Void, especially one with backtrack skill. Might have the aim and run to take some poke. Hold up.
Yeah, I mean, they're going on to Matumbaman here. The Wraith King, again, maybe not the best target. Old 11 taking so much damage with the Corrosive Haze on hand. The Winter's Curse actually pulling in Ori, so the Faceless Void is going to take a decent amount of damage. Can they actually keep him chain stun, overlapping those stuns a little bit too much, perhaps? And Poyo is going to be able to jump away, turns around, Chronosphere, throws it out, but it only catching Matumbaman as Nisha had already jumped away. He's going for DY, trying to deal with the silence, and will be able to do so as well. Again, the Corrosive Haze allowing even Nisha's physical damage to do so much more. Poyo jump on the ground, but he won't have the time to be able to pick it up. He's got to retreat. This has been a disaster for Vici Gaming, as once again trying to go on the Wraith King, allowing Nisha a free game as a result, trying to use the Stormcrafter as best he can, but this time around, damn.
Wow. 1003. And once again, Cap, it's all about the team fighting. It's all about who's using spells on who. That time, the Chronosphere doesn't kill Nisha, but just Matumbaman's respawn. So suddenly you have no fear for the Chrono, an immediate turnaround. Team Secret chase him out of the fight. And what was Nisha able to do? Get onto the backlines. He doesn't fear Chronosphere. You saw Zai actually ignoring the Void, just running straight past him to the Shadow Demon. They recognize if we can kill off these supports, we're going to win this team fight. It's exactly the plan for Secret. They get a mid-tier 2. Roshan is not up. Oh, just spawned. Talk about luck as Yapsor walks into the pit. DD already top.
All right.
That's the dream.
How fast is Roshan going to die?
I'm going to start the stopwatch.
Where's Zai? Oh, this isn't fair. They don't have Zai there. They need the Corrosive Haze. Like, this would legitimately would die in like 2 seconds.
It's like 4 as soon as that haze goes on.
1, 2, 3. Close enough.
Aghanim's now on the Slardar. That's going to be insane for his survivability, although it was tweaked a little bit. Used to just be broken. You saw Slardar standing in the puddle, now only getting the benefits with Sprint active.
Which is curious because the ultimate's coming out from the Shadow Demon, that Purge, that takes away the Sprint, then that's going to take away that effect. Also, I wonder how break works with that as well. Like, if you're broken, I'm going to assume you also don't get those bonuses, unless it's now tied to the active of Sprint rather than a passive. Okay. So then it's just a question of whether or not he's going to be purged by PYW.
Yeah.
And then, in which case, an Aghanim Scepter may not feel as good.
And I was going to talk about, the lack of Aghanims on the puck from Nisha, but he picks it up thanks to the Roche. So you saw there, the Minotaur horn popped, Old 11 now realizing, hey guys, we got to be careful here, because suddenly these coil breaks, especially on a hero like Void, reliant on the BKB, now will be ineffective. It's a huge tool for Team Secret.
Look at that damage. 40,000 damage being put in by Nisha. He is putting in the work. Is 32,000 being put in by Ori. I mean, just talk about the difference there. Bristleback is supposed to be able to rack out huge amounts of damage because of his quills against a tanky strength hero like Wraith King. Nisha, I'm going to say most of this damage is slaughtering those supports.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Is that a Dagon 5 already? What level is that? It is a Dagon 5. He has so much farm.
Yeah, no, he's...
With the spell amp, that is a 1,024 damage spike. So all of a sudden, these Vici Gaming supports are starting to think about how, like, it's not about keeping our cores alive anymore. It's how do we keep ourselves alive. That Ghost Scepter seems nice for your Shadow Demon, but not helpful.
Oh god, a double damage Wraith King with the Mortal Strike talent as well. So he's going to be pumping out those crits. 1,500 damage at a time.
I like how there's a Stormcrafter on Bristle. He's holding it for the self-dispel. Now has the AC, has the heart. This man, it just simply does not die. However, do look at the armor. That is not enough. Typically 29 armor, you feeling fine. But Slardar minus 20. The Deso.
Well, what does he do? I feel like he's 6-slotted. He consume the Aghanim Scepter, get a Shiva's?
Yeah, that's the danger, and that's what, the armor, why it's so valuable. You run out of ways to increase it. You could buy Shiva's, sure, but...
So you're saying we need a Divine Rapier, but for armor?
Well, ain't this cute?
Maybe. An upgradable AC? I'm not sure. And you look around, like Old 11, he doesn't have enough armor. And that's why, even with this heart, I'm concerned he's still an easy target. Bear in mind, the more HP you get, the more effective that Arctic Burn from YapzOr is going to be. Secret really don't care about your max HP as much as they do your specific resistances. So you got to be cautious now. An Arcane Blink.
Beginning to get to some of the levels where we can see the other talents that they're beginning to pick up.
This feels like the old Puck with the 420 GPM talent.
Yeah. 25,000 net worth lead for Team Secret in this 45-minute game. 28-17. Vici Gaming have shown that they can win team fights, but it's always been under very specific circumstances, which is, well, straight up catching the puck. They have to put an end to Nisha's reign of terror in this game.
Indeed. And remember, like, yeah, sure, they're ahead, but you can feel the tenseness, right? This is just a wild card, but this is quite possibly an elimination series. 2 out of 6 teams advance. Vici, they're looking at a qualifier for TI. If they can't make it out of this phase and do some damage in the playoffs, Secret, for reasons that really should need an explanation if you watch TI 7, 8, or 9, really would prefer if they could keep either OG or Team Nigma out of the international, and they would do just that by keeping Nigma out of the next phase of this tournament.
Right. 30 more seconds left on the Aegis, but Team Secret don't seem to be in too much of a rush to try and put a use to it. Everyone just seems content farming away. Scythe coming in soon for YapzOr. It seems like our Wraith King needs an MKB because of the butterfly pickup from our Faceless Void. Even Zai looking at a nullifier. Oh, look at that. Puppy.
Yeah.
The next level.
That's sick. Do you...
Wind Waker for him is the item.
You can't Wind Waker people out of Chronosphere, though, right?
No, you can't.
You can?
Yeah. Why'd you think you couldn't?
Because Chronosphere disables, like, all movement.
No.
From all things other than Void. No?
No, nothing stops Wind Waker.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. That's why it costs $1 billion gold.
Yeah.
And that's why we also never see it, because it does cost $1 billion gold.
It didn't provide movement, but it reminds me, I remember talking to No-Tail about this, because way back in Han, you just got that with the basic Yules. You couldn't move people, but you could do it on allies. So, 2011 Fnatic, they just bought 4 of them. Laughed at you. Oh, you want to go for him? Nope, sorry. Up in the air. Good luck.
That's great.
At least it's 8,000 gold here in Dota 2. Cool mechanic, and something we really just don't see very often. Just because it takes so long to get to the phase of the game where that might be necessary. And as far as saving a hero during Chronosphere, there's no better item. Assuming what you're saying is correct.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay,
100%.
I believe you. You said it with confidence.
Puppy. When I say something with confidence, it means something, Kyle.
Yeah, when I do it, it's the same thing.
We also have the level 25 talent coming in for Puppy, which I'm going to assume he's going to be going the big damage route on his ultimate. Take a look at those talents real quick for me. For the Hoodwink.
Double harm, shall
there we go.
Yeah.
Pure damage and pure spell immunity.
That's pretty nice.
So much damage. Thank God they nerfed the higher ends of damage on that ability, but it looks like Vici Gaming, they're coming in. Nisha does have a double damage. She's trying to scout things out in this triangle right now. Seeing Ori is enough of a tell. They know there are some heroes here. In fact, they had a ward placed just freshly right there, trying to get any extra vision. Throwing down the tree. You can see the acorn tree going out from the Hoodwink, just trying for any type of information they could possibly get from what Vici Gaming's position is, what they're trying to pull off right now. Puppy, and it's dodge old 11 and the attempted stop there. Look at him just dropping sentry after sentry. Ori's finally going to come down from the triangle and chase after Nisha to make sure this creep wave doesn't push into their base.
Yeah, this is where the game gets a little dicey. You know, Secret, they're just playing with their food a little bit. They want vision before they take a fight. And in this phase of the game, you know, it doesn't matter how far ahead they are. Vici still have the Chronosphere. You suddenly land that on 3, plenty of time for follow-up. You get the perfect spell combinations off the Great Dark Portrait. The game can get out of hand. They want to fight this game.
But he finds the DY. Catch them out. Courier dies as well. And now Vici Gaming, oh man, what were they doing out here? Their supports got way in front of their cores, and now they have to end up going for a buyback here. Secret, no doubt, are going to be poking at the base a little bit harder than they were before, as you can see. But Matamba jumping in a little bit.
That was so well played. They went away from the Vici Gaming vision. They missed the ward they had middle with that sentry, and then they just went for it on Secret.
Watch out for that backtrack. He just dodged Dagon 5, and maybe he was blown up. Where'd he go? Yo-Yo's just gone, and Secret are certainly going to be forcing the buybacks now. Old 11 looking for his opportunity to initiate, Omni catching the Wraith King. Now Witcher's Curse allowing Secret to be able to disengage, and if anything, this Centaur may need to look out. They're going to blow him up with all this damage, potentially disruption, a little bit of time perhaps for Old 11 to be able to jump away with the Stampede. He's good, but the problem is they've used all these buybacks, and they haven't caught anybody from Secret. They have perfectly disengaged themselves and are ready to now potentially find that one pick off that ends the game.
God, I just love watching it. It's all about the vision, Cap. Like, just so much control. You don't see many captains do this with the exception of Puppy and Curl. You know, Insanity, it gets more common than you give it credit for, but he places that ward as he's, like, backing away just to get a little bit of vision. He gets the Yules off on the Faceless Void, and that whole entire engagement is set up because Secret flee the area of the map Vici want to fight them and retreat to the other side, then capitalizing on what they see. They have a huge gold advantage. They just need to be the team that casts spells first. That's exactly what they did. Everybody disengages. They force the 3 buybacks. Now in a great spot. Roche is up. Vici, you need to control it. You need to try and get a fighter on this, because if you give away the Aegis with no buybacks, suddenly this game just straight up becomes unwinnable. 36k gold lead as is a hard enough mountain to climb.
No, this really was a masterclass performance of pressure from Team Secret, knowing this is a great time for us to be able to force something because Roshan is up, because they are going to have to come out of their base, but they didn't control the Roshan pit enough. Vici Gaming snuck in there. Now they've got Refresher Shard, Aegis. They're going to get an Aghanim Scepter with Vasal's Void. That's a huge upgrade. Watch out, Nisha.
Very dangerous, and more importantly, you had a buyback, but now it doesn't matter. There's the Aegis out in the field.
Yeah, Aegis, double Chronosphere, and an Aghanim Scepter Time Walk. Like,
that's the 4th. Ooh. Wow.
I mean, we were just praising Secret for this was so good for them, and yet they played just the wrong side of that. They didn't expect such a bold move from Vici Gaming.
Yeah, that nullifier from Zai, do keep in mind, will not remove the Satanic of the Void, but it can prevent it from being popped. No longer dispellable. So a little bit of a weird mechanic to look for.
Under attack.
A lot of how many are we away from? We need 2 shards to complete the full set for the Vici Gaming team, and we need 2 shards and an Aghanim's for the Wraith King. Maybe Aghanim's Wraith King could be sick this game.
I mean, Airball's pretty good on the Bristleback. This guy's hard to bring down. He's very hard to bring down.
Behold!
The Aghanim's is nice too, just because a little bit of. Second, the Daedalus for Nisha, level 30, has every talent. We've seen this on Lina as well. But very much these mixed damage cores, especially the Puck. Yeah, you don't have built-in attack speed like Alina, but
yeah,
phase shift attack. Everyone misses the coil. That's quite unfortunate. Might have been able to land a kill there on Old 11.
So I just wanted to make sure, but yeah, backtrack is disabled by Brick.
Really?
So that 25 talent that he got, yeah, for whatever reason I didn't think it used to be or something, but it says it's disabled by Brick now. So.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, something to look out for. He's really got to be careful of that Hoodwink. Sat out so much to him. Zai, right placement and great reactions from him. Breaking that move from Vici Gaming, blinking out, completely disengaging, and giving Secret an opportunity maybe to re-engage here. Matamba Man jumping in onto an illusion, baiting it out very nicely from Vici Gaming. Matamba Man going to be slowed down a bit, that time walk. So dangerous on pursued. What did they catch? It's going to be disruption on Nisha. No follow-up disabled just yet. Zai is desperate to be able to hunt down some of these supports, but he didn't actually catch him with the crush. They're on the other side of that cliff, and now he's going to have to pop the cheese to be able to try and stay alive here. But they're caught inside the coil. It doesn't really matter. They're just going to focus down to this Slardar, and they get him. The support game is so important for Vici Gaming.
That is just crazy. I mean, Zai, I was like, okay, great disengage from Secret. They didn't really have any business taking that fight. They were not conglomerated enough, and then all of a sudden Zai's just in. I think he even whiffed the stun, and there's no saving him at that point. You got to be cautious. I understand you have a 25k gold lead, but look at what's in Nisha's net worth. He's maxed out. He has 8.5k gold. He's eaten an Aghanim's. He has the shard. There's nothing else he can buy.
Yeah, Moon Shard is left, but you know,
he's not really auto attacking.
Yeah.
this is you know, that's a 26k gold lead, but really, you know, minus 9k, less than 20. 53 plus minutes into the game, you have a faceless void. Your support duo is continuing to scale. Vici Gaming.
What's the other puck talent? Is it still a Dream Call Rapid Fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not there, but even with the Daedalus, it's just not really enough damage. It feels like.
Yeah. No, he's got to be so hidden all the time because he's got to be afraid of the Grimstroke Silence. Potential of now the Time Walk being just like any one stun will probably lead to his death.
Yeah, and okay, near 10k gold on Nisha. That was 8k on Matu. This 25k gold lead, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's too much gold there. We can just look, show me gold on heroes right now. I bet Nisha has more than 25k just in the bank.
Yeah. No.
Did that look like it attacked the outpost there? The phase shift attack?
I was not paying attention, but that was an old bug in Dota, so I wouldn't be surprised if something like that was there. Yeah, so we're trying to work towards his level 25, which, I don't know, what would you rather have, the Winner's Curse Duration or Splinter Blast Stun?
I'm very always partial to extra stuns.
Okay.
They both give extra stuns, so who even knows?
Oh, trying to bring it down, the disruption though. He's going to come back. He may not be able to time walk anything off. He's going to go ahead and pop the BKB. The break actually does land on the Bristleback. That is a massive hit. He's going to go ahead, throw himself over the air for a moment to be able to dodge some of the damage. The Winner's Curse, did it pull in the face's void? It's pulling him in all right. It's putting the damage onto his own Bristleback here. The Bristleback in a bit of trouble. Does manage to get the Lord Sword, turning around the sun on a Matama Man. Matama Man is just dead. He's immediately going to buy back. Meanwhile, Nisha and Old 11 are both in deep on other sides of the map. Old 11 all the way into the tier 4s to try and chase down Yapstar, but Yapstar's got his number. Meanwhile, Nisha has managed to catch the supports. Both of them fall, and neither one of them has buyback. Ori left up in the air with a nullifier. He's trying to get away. The Lotus Orb is only going to do so much. Wrong. Here goes that one for Nisha. He blinks away from it. Last second, time walk over, but he doesn't get the best. A second refresher. He's actually got an opportunity to be able to Chronosphere again. Oh, the damage from the Hoodwink. He lines it up. William Tell straight to the forehead. Oh, yo, now battles all by himself with the Chronosphere. Can he possibly do this? He's got an opportunity, but he needs to be able to catch Nisha. He needs to be able to kill this puck. That's his only opportunity. He may not be able to get it. The chain stops are raining in. He's just dead. No buyback there. Vici Gaming, they don't get an opportunity to get off the second Chronosphere.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe it. You see the fight. Old 11, man, you are so deep. Like, Nisha's in the river. You're by the tier 4s. He gets picked off by the Matu buyback. And once again, you know, great job on Matu. Designated feeder, right? He gets killed twice immediately. There's the buyback, no big deal. Nisha straight up kills everybody. As you stated, we didn't even see it on the screen. He just takes out both supports. Now solo pushing top lane. They might get 2 racks almost for sure. Does the Void have buyback?
They know. There's no buyback. So this could straight up be the end of the game. Yeah, if they rush for tier 4s and go for the throne right now, they could potentially end it. But they're not going to do that. 20 seconds left on the buyback. They may not know the exact timer of Vici Gaming, or they're just respecting the defense that could be held out from the supports. Is BKB activated by Matama Man as he looks to be able to finish off Megas and back away.
They're doing a really good job.
Coil action going out. They're really going to try for this one. Just give thanks well to make sure they increase the survivability, but there's no reason for Secret to fight this.
Yeah, and I really like, if you see, Matu is doing a much better job. Zion the fights as well. They're targeting that Dark Portrait. It's a significant source of damage, but it is squishier than enemy heroes. So they're doing a nice job now ensuring that they can either kite or kill it before it becomes too big of an issue.
What do you think about this one? Matamba Man now has an Aghanim Scepter, so even if they kill people, they're still going to be able to get off some spells before they finally go down. Trying to lay into the Bristleback right now. Quill's stacking up, but this late into the game may not manage to do so much as that Hoodwink ultimately certainly does a lot. The pure damage, the break, everything you need to be able to bring down Bristleback. Fortunately, they have held, and not only that, Vici Gaming, they now have the buyback on Faceless Void. So, and still an opportunity to be able to turn this game around, Kyle, but I mean...
Hey, it is never over, as... Oh no!
He went back to the Vanguard, baby. Time to get the Abyssal Blade.
It was a mistake.
Why did I sell that item, Kyle?
Hey, at least he's got the full Abyssal now. They just recognize it's the lack of stuns, Cap.
Yeah.
It's just so hard for Vici to find kills. You know, they need that magical course of events, the perfect synergy to be able to take on Nisha, who is just everywhere right now.
They're jumping. They're all in. They're all in right now. I'm seeing if they can blow him up. Where's the shot from Hoodwink? Did they have it just yet? Ori, he's going to be Chronosphere. Oh, the disruption. But he's going to come back around. Winter's Curse is going to be able to group him up. The Bushwhack also sending him down. It does have the Inkswell to try and help Ori get out of here. But now they're moving down space and forward. Oh, yo, turns around. Satanic. Getting some light. He managed to kill Todd. He managed to bring down the Top Man once. But the Top Man's going to come back into play. The Slardar is still fighting out his Phantom. But the Top Man in and out. It seems like he goes. Where is he? Oh, he still has the Phantom. He's dead. And I believe he bought back in the last team fight. Vici Gaming. Can they still actually keep this going? Yo and Old 11 and Ori are all safe, and that's what matters.
There is no buyback on the top man. You've got 2 minutes now to work with. No Grimstroke available either. However, it's a 4-on-4, and as Vici, you're going to be okay with this. You've got plenty of wave shove to be able to deal with the creep wave, and as you just pointed to the screen cap, indeed, Roshan is alive. Maybe you get some, but what? What do you actually get out of it? An Ags for the Centaur? He's the only person
who doesn't have an Ags? Just Centaur? Yeah.
I mean, an Ags for a Centaur. Yeah, that's a lot of damage reduction. Could prove pretty damn important as this game continues. But remember, Nisha, we talked about him being maxed out 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That was all that was left. He is truly out of things to buy unless he wants to replace an item in his inventory. And I don't know what that would be.
Do you like a temporary Aeon disc? Where you're just kind of holding it in case you get Chronosphere or something?
I have no clue, but oh my god.
This Bristleback, he is seriously underestimated the coil. Did he grab him? Where is his team? Ori, what are you doing? What are you doing?
The buyback.
Why is he there?
Time to hibernate.
Why?
His Void was farming a hard camp. The team nowhere in sight. They know for sure he has no buyback. That's a timer you didn't need to be keeping very long on Cap. 3.5 minutes. He's gone for 2. Secret of Megas. That's
Is a breakdown, Kyle. That's a breakdown right there. They could have tried to go for Roshan. They could have, as a team, pushed forward. They could have focused on getting their tier 5 items, which I'm fairly certain is what our Faceless Void was trying to do.
Yeah, it's a very good point. 60 minutes. Oh, man.
Completely dysfunctional. Oh, no.
I've lost a lot of games with you guys like that. Everybody thinking about different objectives. The tier 5 items, like they're so shiny. You want them. They're so rare to have in your Dota game. And,
so you're saying you lost 2 out of the 2 of the games you played?
Neither one of those went to 60 minutes. It's a shame. What a hell of a game. I think that might be how it ends. We'll see. But Secret, they know they've got the 60 seconds. They wanted their tier 5 items. Unless they're just not keeping buyback timers. It is possible. Or, okay, maybe a Rapier. Either way, they're not going to end the game. So, all right, Ori, just gave him a freebie. No big deal. Secret won't punish you.
I mean, to be fair to Secret, do you really need... Like, you could end the game potentially, but it's scary. Meanwhile, you could just go ahead and play for Roshan, play for all these extra items, play for getting your own buybacks back, potentially.
That's true.
Or maybe they're trying to end it in 20 seconds here.
That is also possible. The glyph is available. 25 seconds on Ori. Matu with a Rapier.
Matu, you just gonna run up there? I mean, you've got the Aghanim Scepter on this right game. Vici Gaming cannot let him get close here. Oh my goodness, half his health just went away. Fortunately, Disruption bailed him out from the Hoodwink. The nice Soulvine managing, he's going for Zai almost immediately. They do manage to get the Chronosphere onto the 2, but Nisha at the same time is already in, and he's going for those supports, and he's already killed the Grimstroke, and now Poyo was left by himself. He's dead. A buyback for him, yes, but no Chronosphere on that other leg. Puts him out of the coil. Get out of here, Centaur. He's going to be forced to buy back, or he's now here, holding out for the tier 4s, but it looks like Team Secret, they need to have to focus on heroes. Never mind, there goes the race game. He dies really fast. They cannot afford to be able to give up that Divine Rapier. They're going to go for it. A Top Man saved out by the cold embrace. They're driving on this Demon Break. Oh, there's curses there. 12 break goes to Ori's dead. He falls, but Top Man, he lays the damage in a Faceless Void. Almost one shot knocks him out. That is Team Secret taking game 1 of the 2-game series against Vici Gaming.
Wow, they needed that one. What a fight. Ori gives a huge huge advantage, but just every single team fight that Secret win, it feels like it's because Nisha's not on the screen. He's hunting the back lines, he's killing the supports. You see the pop-off, even the hugs. That's a 60-minute plus game. Who says this team's already qualified to TI? They want their W's. They've been here for a week. They came to play. Team Secret, look at that. That is a lot of emotion.
And it's almost over-the-top performances there in true anime style from Matamba Man as he runs around and congratulates his teammates on a big win against Vici Gaming. But this is just game one, so I have to say, there was so many ways Vici Gaming could have turned that game around, so many opportunities where they could have maybe won that game. That was just a well-fought victory from Secret and a hard loss for Vici Gaming. They came so close.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Go for 17%.
On carry roll.
What?
On carry
On
roll.
carry roll.
For who? For Mag?
Magnus, yeah.
For Magnus, yeah.
Position 1?
Yeah,
Yep.
0?
you're correct.
How many games?
Not too many games, maybe
okay.
3 or 4 games.
I gave it some respect, but oh well.
Yeah. Overall, I've been talking to Black about the hero as well, and Black actually likes it quite a bit.
I mean, so
Yeah, he's pretty much he has this impression that Magnus is longer Sven, but
Okay.
the utility that Sven brings to the team for me is a little bit more valuable, right?
Vici Gaming
With the armor and whatnot. Meanwhile, Magnus,
Templar
like, he's
Assassin.
fine, just takes a lot of space.
and then we actually get to see a TA pick. I don't know if we've seen it on this stream at least.
No, in this stream it's been banned almost every single game.
I want to see what's so special about this hero that
Team
Ori has
secrets
dominated with
turn
in
to
the region,
ban.
by the way.
Yeah, you can Roshan with it once you get Deso solo Rosh in like 3 seconds or something stupid.
Now you have to protect her though, and with what do you do it? Like Batrider is a decent ban. All these
Vici
dots
Gaming
are
is
annoying
turned
for
to
the TA,
ban.
but
I like the idea of TA here just for the fact that Mag drafts naturally look towards moving to the same area of the jungle together and rinsing it a little bit, farming it quickly. So TA can put and start hitting
put
your
some
tower.
traps there. Yeah.
I guess the main thing here is this early Mag pick. It can
10
be
seconds
the
remaining.
all 3 core rolls.
Yeah.
Right. So this TA pick isn't
5
the
seconds
gotcha. You've
remaining.
revealed your early mid here and we're gonna instantly pick it. So they have to make sure that the next 3
Secrets
bands are
turn to
instantly
ban.
covering it. Be it
You can see that they are doing exactly that, right?
Batrider,
Like
the Viper,
Batrider,
yep.
the Viper. If you really want to go all out, which probably won't happen, the Veno as well. These kind of heroes, but Viper and Bat are a necessity, I would say.
Do you feel like they should also ban out combinations with that Mag, or is that not needed? Like the Juggernaut comes to mind.
The thing
10
is,
seconds
you
remaining.
can, right? But the question mark that we still have here
5
is
seconds remaining.
is Magnus going to be that
seconds
carry
remaining.
role that's been played so much in pubs at the
Vici
moment, and that's been
Gaming's
played
turn to
in
ban.
the CN region as well. That's the only question. But yeah, you can pick some jugs like you mentioned, some PAs even that are so popular. Like, maybe not in Europe, but we've had a
You
couple
think
match
PA
days.
will be popular this game for Team Secret? Because I feel like isn't
Turn
that
to
not that
ban.
good against TA?
Yeah, it's good with Magnus, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty
guess
much
so.
the only thing.
I think we'll see later down the line. And there's the Venom ban.
Actually, ban out Veno.
Which is kind of weird because with Mag, I don't see a draft where Venom and Mag in the same draft feels that.
10
That's
seconds
right. I mean,
remaining.
Veno. So historically, you have these
5
daughters on the mid
seconds
lane,
remaining.
right? Like Huskars, Venos, Vipers, and they're awesome against the TA. But what TA does is she buys a raid band or 2, and then she's just jungling,
Yep.
and that's it. And eventually, you'll become just a better core than they are, right? And that's usually why I don't like to see Veno in the lane versus the TA. But later on, it can be problematic because of all the dots.
Vici Gaming.
Last
And the
ban
spell on refraction.
is the Timber coming out for Team Secret, and they instantly pick up the Tree and Protector.
Yeah.
Setting up for those nice RPs.
And I like that because I just mentioned how Magnus drafts like to go to the jungle. You now have a hero, but if you are jungling, you have a hero who can defend that tower that TA is hitting, and you can keep it alive with the living armor. So the whole idea of the TA poking independently is fully removed from the Treant pick.
It is. One thing that I hate from, usually that I dislike about Treant is, so this hero is
10
extremely
seconds
popular in
remaining.
CN. They pick it first too. But if they pick it first too, they always combo
5
it with
seconds
some
remaining.
gigantic damage dealer coming from a core. So 3 Lash, right? Or support 3 Phoenix. Right now, what I see from Team Secret is a lot of catch, a lot of control, but if you put the Magnus aside, not the damage there, if you aren't able to hit as Magnus, it's pretty damn low, right? Like damage output from Rubik and Treant just is non-existent.
And the question then there is like in regards to
Vici
drafting,
Gaming.
do you want to pick your they just go for Morphling? Alright, okay.
Yeah.
So that keeps this Magnus open into the last pick at least in regards to Secret.
Can be Morph mid, can be Max safe.
I would expect the Morph just to go mid against the TA. I feel Morph should do perfectly fine there. And you'll equally have the same farm efficiencies that a TA has. Maybe a little bit
10
slower to get there, but you
seconds
eventually will get to the same kind of farming speeds.
So we're pretty much on the
5
same page.
seconds
Mag
remaining.
safe lane, Morph mid,
Yeah, or Mag could be off lane
or off lane
exactly,
as well. Yeah. They did play it on the off lane.
Is the Morph Willow something that you should be worried about if Willow's on the other side, or is it too tricky to actually get the copy in time and then obviously you're a little out of position and then move back into position?
It's never level realm.
Yeah, just don't level.
Level realm, yeah.
Don't level it. There you go.
What he's saying is kind of a joke, but it's actually... It has been done.
It has
Yeah.
been
Like,
done,
it
yeah.
has been done. Like when you're playing Earthshaker versus Morphling, you don't take the totem. Like
Put one value point.
yeah, one value
yeah.
point and that's it. Like it has been done before, but I think it's a little bit. You can level it here. When you're playing against the Morphling, it's a little bit more difficult for him to actually steal it every single time. Use it. I sincerely doubt that we'll see the same scenario with Lorenov that we saw before today.
And this Morphling game is mainly about becoming tanky to survive the jump, so you're going to see most like the Manta, maybe even the E-Blade, like a Skadi. It's just kind of be independent, be strong, rather than the kind of the cuteness of becoming other heroes. And they go for the style themselves. Okay.
That's Slardar TA, old school. The lane itself, like Slardar TA and Snapfire. Rosh disappears in a matter of seconds.
What can they? What can Team Secret go for that can actually solve their armor issue a little bit? Then Sven comes to mind, but is it a good pick here?
I'd even argue like a Terrorblade as well.
5
Would be
seconds
really, really strong.
remaining.
Laning phase might feel a bit awkward with a Willow plus Slardar, but I guess the tree fully mitigates that, because tree is one of the best fives at keeping your carry alive. You have the heal, the armor addition, plus then the grasp that keeps them slow if they're on the tower diving.
Some dispels perhaps from the offlane, if there's anything like that you could go for.
Ban the Ember, is that?
The Ember, yeah, just good versus TA, right? But this is mostly them expecting then that the Magnus is offlane, and then you would have Morphling plus Ember as 2 cores.
But I think that is going to be the case. Like,
Okay.
even though Secret picks these flex heroes, when they get to pick 4, it kind of feels like it should just be a mag offlane game. There's no reason that they should get over creative, unless the final pick from Vici Gaming is...
They did pick Hoodwink first last game. So
That's true.
They like to be... Puppy, historically he likes to be a little bit creative here and there.
10 seconds remaining.
Drow Ranger is also something that we've seen from Poyoyo quite a bit.
5 seconds
And Drow Slardar
remaining.
TA is insanely strong. Very difficult to play
How
against.
quick do you think they're going to go Roshan in this game? Like minute 9?
We've seen. Do you remember the video in which they take tier 1 in some American
yep.
amateur
Team
league?
Secret's
Well, we've seen
turn
the same
to
team
ban.
recreated in the Chinese region.
And it failed miserably, right?
Yeah, but they took the tower. But
No, but did they lose the game?
they lost the game in 13 minutes. Yeah. So there's a lot of these gimmicky strategies that actually, when you look at them at first, you think, okay, this is a joke. And then when a team actually executes it well,
10 seconds
it
remaining.
works. So maybe we'll see some addition to the Slardar and TA.
Ooh.
Shouldn't
5
Face's Void
seconds
get
remaining.
banned now because Poyo's Void? This is perfect. You get kisses coming off there too. You got the minus armor, the brambles for setup, the fear afterwards. It looks a very good Face's Void game.
Yep, it's not bad. Like they could go for that Void on the carry role.
I love this interesting ban though from Vici Gaming, the Tidehunter, where they are respecting the potential. They might go for the carry mag still.
Yeah.
Still cover ourselves with at least one offlane ban.
Taking their time.
Yeah.
Yes.
From Team Secret, just when they have to figure out what carry they want to ban out. When you look at Poyoyo, it's been the Void that you talked about. It's been the Raid King that you've talked about. Maybe PL is something that you can possibly think about because Morphling is in the game, and PL is probably one of the best heroes to play against that. I'm just worried for the Rubik's game. This hero doesn't have too many gray.
Yeah, but it's Yapzor's Rubik.
It's Yapzor, I know, and he makes Rubik always, most of the time at least. Makes it work. Yeah.
This is one of those games for Rubik at least. You're going to be showcasing his laning presence with the securing every range creep, ensuring his offlane has a good game, and then he might get a couple good stills. But it's
That's a Ricky ban.
Okay.
Actually has started picking up base a little bit when it comes to
Faceless
The
Void.
Void, yeah.
They
Okay.
go with the Void. Good job, Shiver. You're the...
And everybody else in this world that saw that one coming.
So now Secret has to decide, is the mag going to be the carry or the offlane? I would assume we'd like to see it offlane.
10 seconds remaining.
But then again,
shouldn't be the... Like, this Magnus plus Rubik is a decent lane,
5
right? Like,
seconds
it's been...
remaining.
Historically, at least, even though Rubik right now isn't nearly as strong as before in the lane, you do have 2 heroes hitting quite hard.
Yeah, I guess the complicated part now is if you're picking a carry, like Terrorblade's good against the arm, but you don't want to pick it into like a Void Snapfire.
The Create King again, lol, versus the Void. It's
true.
Yeah. I feel like there's just not enough damage on Team Secret.
Okay, they go Troll. Okay, yeah.
They go with the Troll versus the Slardar. You talk about heroes that work well against the fish. Troll is probably the best.
That's a scary lane. A tree Troll into like a Slardar Willow. Slardar wants to play in the fight.
You're saying tree Troll, but it is actually Matu playing Morph.
Oh.
And Troll played by Nisha?
Can they still switch
I don't know if they might switch it up in terms of where they're going, but...
Wow.
Troll should have a decent lane wherever he goes. But on that safe lane, usually you want to pick him versus the Slardar because you own Slardar. And if you manage to own Slardar so hard that he doesn't have a decent lane, he will be pretty insignificant throughout the game.
But is this just a drafting idea where they're now going to put Morph in the safe lane with the tree? Tree enables him, and then you have the Troll match up into a TA. It's also kind of like a melee here at the start, right? So that could be the thing there. It is going to be just Troll mid and Morph playing off the hills of the side lane.
If it's Troll mid, I'm just wondering, will they still have the same core dynamic in which Morphling is still the playmaker and Troll is the one that's farming, or will the Troll go for some diffusal builds like we've seen long time in the past and just plays as active as possible? I wouldn't mind seeing that diffusal.
Yeah, I'd love to actually see the Troll mid just because you're closer to the Magnus as well, so you actually get more empowers in the early portion of the game. Yeah, I'm excited to see this. Yeah,
you think Team Secret has a better draft then? Or
if the Troll goes mid, I'm excited to see that evolution of their drafting approach.
Meet on the Slardar. If the Slardar has a decent laning stage, if they don't manage to shut him down, it's Vici Gaming's game. If they do manage to take down Slardar and shut him down, then it's going to be pretty rough, but I would still say 55-45 for Vici.
Okay, well, let's see how old 11 does on that Slardar then, indeed, as we head over to our commentary team of Kat and Kyle for Game 2.
That's right, we had a very hype Game 1, and before we get into Game 2, we're going to have a brief word from our channel point sponsors in chat. Kyle, take it away.
And congratulations, 5 million. We're going to need to increase those target numbers very early in the tournament to hit our first goal, but good job, chat. And now
I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Okay.
They told me to say that.
Let's get into the game. Vici Gaming versus Team Secret, Game 2. After a very, very tight Game 1. And I think the entire DPC, we've gone with the story, and because it's true, every single series really matters. And now, as we get into the majors and we get into the wild card, it's not every series that matters, it's every individual game that matters, Kyle.
Oh yeah, like this is, it's just kind of nuts, like this format. We're gonna see 4 teams eliminated tomorrow. Tomorrow, 4 teams leave the tournament, and there's some big names, major champions, world champions, and this match is huge. Secret, they lost to Gimme to Gambit, you know, not a tournament favorite right now. It seems like there's 4 front runners, right? Secret, Nigma, IG, Vici. Vici already 1-1. They'd love to get a win here. Secret with a 2-0, I believe, moves into sole possession of first place.
Yeah,
maybe IG's tied with them.
No.
Either way.
And on Vici Gaming's side, they need to be able to get wins here. They need to be able to not only get out of the wild card stage, they need to be able to get out of the group stage, and they need to be able to go far enough to claim top 8 for okay, maybe you're in, top 6 for like 100% guarantee.
Yep. And this Troll versus TA matchup, it's one of the better ones against the TA. Batrider used to be up there, not quite as solid nowadays, I think, after the changes to the way your napalm works, but Troll with the missed chance, able to pound in auto attacks with the extra range as well, it's quite nice. And then Puppey, you know, we've seen some Leech Seed level ones, but Puppey knows what's up. The Nature's Grasp, way too strong, level 1 ability, even the Boots first. Should trade better hits.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Train Protector lately, and I was looking at Leech Seed, and if you're trading hits back and forth, the 80 damage that it does and the 80 heal that you get, that feels okay. But everything else, damage by itself, not that amazing. Movement speed slow, not hardly anything.
Yeah.
So really, it feels like an ability that is maybe value just purely for trading off, but if they just kind of run away from you, it's not going to feel that amazing. The movement speed slow coming out from the Brambles is going to be much better. So you said Nisha very likely to win against TA, right?
It's a trade, but
okay.
I think that Troll can win, whereas like I don't know any other hero in Dota that can just like beat TA.
Yeah.
And the mischance just super effective. TA can't really trade effectively against the Troll. Another thing I really like, we talked about Vici and their focus on the macro side of Dota, like pushing to get into the late game. But once again, you look at the answers to BKBs. Sure, Vici, they have Chronosphere, they have a lot of physical damage, but Secret, you have RP, and you have the root from Puppey. So TA just really needs BKB to deal damage. You have multiple methods now of dealing with it, and later on in the game, it's a Magnus, it's a Troll, it's a Morphling. You're going to be able to go late game no problem here on Secret.
And now what do you think about these side lanes then? Because you're already seeing PYW and Old 11 put a lot of pressure on this Morphling. Even if they can't force him to actually go down here, they can at least keep him out of CS range and such.
You understand that, right?
Yeah,
favorite here?
Definitely the Slardar Willow. This was back when Boxy was still active for Team Liquid. This was one of their favorite combinations, him on the Slardar, Taiga on the Willow. Very powerful in the laning phase, a lot of lockdown. And you even heard the panel talking about it. Troll against Slardar is pretty happy. Morphling, not quite so much if you're unable to trade hits effectively. And it really comes down to the support matchup, right? Tree isn't actually able to trade with the Willow. It's not like you're up against something like a Clockwork where you can just body him back and forth.
So what's the reason that they put Troll in the mid lane as opposed to the Morphling?
I think Morph just gets crushed by TA.
Yeah, it's a pure damage, right? From side blades. It wrecks you.
And also, Tia can push the lane. You have a hard time doing that.
Right.
The pure damage, like you get out farmed, the traps everywhere make it easy for you to be hunted. And top lane, Zai's doing quite well, but they can't really pressure Void too well. Zai does love going for this Shockwave build. We've seen a lot of offlane mags preferred, but Boyoyo, as you see, leaps it immediately, so easy tit for tat.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not even sure. They would have to Shockwave and then telekinesis right as he's about to time walk away.
Yeah, it's not.
In order to keep the damage on him, and that's just going to be a lot of spells being used for not a huge effect. So, if anything, we may end up seeing the kills go the other way around. Puppey, right up there in the face of both PYW and Old 11. He does not want Matumba Man pressured anymore.
That was really big for Mati, though, because he's so morphed into Agi there that if he's actually able to get a free few hits off, it's quite a lot of damage. And I like that Old 11 just went for this early ring of health. You know, it's all about sustain. If you get to a point where you fall behind against Morphling, laning just gets really, really difficult.
Pushing PYW back, Matumba Man thinks it's an opportunity to try and trade some hits with Old 11, but
yeah, he's crushing down here, though. This is a pretty nasty CS lead.
Yeah,
25 and 6. It's 4.5 minutes in. He's missed, what, like 2 creeps?
Yeah. No, Old 11.
Just keep it up with the mid.
He used to be one of my favorite offlaners, man. Yeah. Back in the day, like, this guy, his peaks are so high, right? It's just a question of whether or not he ever kind of like throws away his lead. And you could see why he's able to build up a lead in the first place. This guy is really good at being able to perform in the laning phase, getting a very nice lead, 26 and 7 right now.
Yeah, one of the more volatile players I think in Dota 2. And you know, always has had that potential to be world class, has been world class for some time, but certainly goes through phases where not quite as strong. Oh,
telekinesis, but unfortunately he's taken out of it by the cookie. He wanted that the other way around. He wanted to catch him after the cookie hits him, and that could have stopped everything, but instead, just a slight time difference, half a second at most, means first blood is going to go to Vici Gaming, and now on the other side, we can see that side lane also being won by Vici. But Secret, they may have doubled down pretty heavily on the late game here, but if they lose their lanes hard enough, it's going to be disaster. But walk back into that swing. Old 11 will probably die here thanks to the rotation from Yapzor, but it is going to leave Zai a little bit high and dry, and ultimately, Old 11 says, hey, I got your ass.
And we talked about, so Secret, yeah, you have the answers to the team fight. You've got answers to the BKBs, but this time it's Vici that have the way easier time just finding kills. They have the Slardar. They have the TA traps. They've got massive burst damage. They can take out a Roshan in like 15 seconds. And it's Secret, the support to a Rubik Tree, very low damage, very defensive, not really able to get much done. And they're court. Morphling, Magnus, Troll. Who's actually trying to kill heroes in this game for Team Secret?
Any prediction on Roshan time, where our panelists were trying to figure out exactly how quickly Vici Gaming was going to be able to pull it off?
I'd say pre-20 minutes.
Pre-20 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Go with like 17:43.
Okay, I'm going to go 15:26.
Okay. Price is right at me a little bit, but I'll accept it.
I gave you a decent window.
That's true.
Plus, you said before 20 minutes. I feel like, you know, Vici Gaming, they lose any kind of momentum here, and it's definitely going to be a later Roshan. But things are going well for them so far. Doing well in the laning phase. Already over 1,000 net worth lead. Puppy scouting out the fact that, yep, they're doing ancient stacking. No surprise there when you've got a Templar Assassin.
I think he blocked the camp with that sentry. It's going to get scouted out by PYW. Really nice job, though. This is why TA is so strong.
What was that? Yapsor. Oh, he got caught by a trap while trying to go for, I'm not sure what he was going for. It certainly wasn't a power rune.
Oh, that ward should have been spotted out there. I think Puppy placed that on his foray into the bottom Vici jungle, and this is what makes the TA so strong. We saw them in the previous game, though it did lose with the Bristleback. It's these early ancient stacks. It becomes this objective, so your 5 position on Secret, Puppy, he has to invade, because it's a free 1,000+ gold if you allow the TA to naturally progress towards it, and Vici are already sitting on a pretty significant lead.
And a 5 position by himself isn't going to stop. Maybe he could soak some experience or something, but I mean, like, they don't really have the cores to go stop that. The most active hero they have is Magnus. And he is doing okay in CS. A little bit better than I expected, honestly, considering that he was left alone by Yapsor for a bit. But he's doing a little pull shenanigans. Okay, an early smoke. I assume this is going to be going to the triangle, but maybe they're going bottom to the Slardar instead? I'd be curious.
It's tough. Like, this is a rotation very optimistic.
Well, they are going to go for old 11 here. Very likely.
That's how you
play. Okay, Matamaban, he's going to turn into the Slardar, giving them an extra disable, and that makes it a whole lot easier.
Now, great kill, but very foreboding for Secret's game here.
Yeah.
When your carries Morphling skilling ult level 6 so that he can become the stun, because otherwise you don't have one. It's very, very sketch.
How do you make lineups work like this, Kyle? When you do draft sort of kind of double care, you don't know?
It's
a mystery.
Me and Insania giggle about it because obviously we've got a lot of different concepts in common, but I don't know how to win games without stunts. And we would lose games, we'd be like, oh, we didn't have stunts. Like, you have to outplay, you've got to set up for the right team fight, abuse vision control a lot of the time. And it's just so much more fun. Like Vici Gaming, it's just, okay, hey, see that guy? Let's go get him. It's way more fun to play.
It definitely feels like the advanced strategy. You know, if you were putting Dota 2 in hard mode, it'd be like, okay, playing without stuns.
Yep. And it's still possible, don't get me wrong. You know, you can take ancient stacks yourself as Team Secret thanks to the Empower, but poor Matu.
Being run at here very, very heavily, and Vici Gaming aren't going to really slow down. They should be able to take that bottom tier 1 tower.
And the thing you got to remember as Morphling, in theory, very good against Slardar, right? The trouble is, you're forced to morph strength to survive. You lose armor tick by tick, then TA shows up with a melt. You're amped. Suddenly you're into negative armor. The HP, much like we saw in the previous game with the roles flipped, it means that no matter how much health you have, you're still dying in like 4 shots.
This is why they brought so many heroes bottom lane. They needed to make sure that when they do go for this tower, they're strong enough to finish it off. Otherwise, the living armor is going to be hell to pay, and they've actually caught him inside the overgrowth. 2-man RP set up. The cookie gets him out of the skewer back, though, and old 11 hits a stun to allow the Temple Assassin to continue his retreat. Ultimately, he pays the price, but Secret holding on to their tower for now. But the Chronosphere immediately going out with the shots coming in from the Sapphire. Can they kill him fast enough, or can he get off his ult? Oh, he already used his ultimate. Never mind. He popped it to kill the Slardar a little bit faster, and as a result, had no defense whatsoever.
You actually take that if you're Team Secret, though, because you trade a 1-for-1. But look mid. Matu has had a minute's worth of space. He's smacking the tower. Forced glyph. He kept the catapult alive, so won't be able to get it. Okay, I thought it was actually a lot more damage dealt, but either way, it's something to get your Morphling into the game. Looks like it'll be the mask.
Yeah, you say a full minute, but he did die at the start of that engagement bottom. Yeah, so I'm not sure if he's had maybe 30 seconds.
He legitimately had to pay with his life to get some space.
Yes.
And old 11, I love it. You know, you just see this from certain teams where it feels like once they get this favorable laning phase, inexperienced teams allow that carry, allow that mid to recover.
Yeah.
Better teams like Vici, 11, he's got an X painted on this Matumba Man Morphling. Expect him to chase him around the map for the rest of this game.
Oh, Yo-Yo sticking out a puppy right now, really hoping for some bashes, but ultimately he doesn't give them, so he's going to have to give up on a support trade, leaving DY to die. Now, PYW, he's really in deep here, but he is going to be able to get a TP away while under the effects of Shadow Realm.
Yeah, Sora. Oh, early earn on Zai. Get a stack off, continuing to farm. That's a pretty nice spell to have stolen in Yapsor's pocket, but...
What's he got?
The Willow Ultimate.
Oh, that is nice.
That is Willow Ultimate, right?
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Unfortunately, don't get both.
No, that would be a little bit. Oh, look at Matumba Man caught out. Did he even get off straight form? He didn't.
Yeah.
Nice execution. You could see Old 11 was really waiting for DY to hit that perfect moment. Finally catches up, gets the cookie. Beautiful combo.
Yeah, that's what we're going to see for the rest of this mid game. Like, it's just so hard for Matu. He needs to farm lanes. He's not yet strong enough to take stacks, and really, he needs to leave his safe triangle for Nisha. Stacks, way more efficient. He's got Empower. Morphling, of course, with no cleave. And Vici, if they can just sit on this mid tower, they're going to be out farming. They've taken bottom. Look at all the space that Oyo is.
Just restole bet them. No big deal.
Could be
refreshed it.
I like the early hit on 11 too. He doesn't need damage. Like, he just killed a Morphling with a Snapfire. Blink up next, and now deceptively tanky.
Yeah, it's amazing the number of things that Snapfire gives. We've been talking about it during the DPC. It just feels like this hero gives you too many things. Minus armor for Roshan, for tower taking. She's tanky as hell as a support. 2 different stuns potentially. Huge amount of damage. Like, she really does do it all, and it's allowing Old 11 to forgo a Blink Dagger for a tankier build, which he needs right now, as he is kind of being hunted.
This Hood means Hood, full wand, a couple of gauntlets. You can't go from that's three secret heroes with their spells active, realizing this is not going to work. Any sort of response will get turned around on. We're going to be in big trouble. And, in my research for the Major, you saw a lot of Snapfire played by Vici. A lot of wins with Snapfire. And it does seem like one of those heroes that's just great to have in your draft, to your point, because it's not just the damage application, it's also so easy to position. You saw the Chronosphere, that was all just damage from the fire. Like, you're spitting fire 2,000 units away, no cares in the world, nobody's going to find you in the back line. And the blink skip on the TA, quite nice here. You already have 2 heroes going in front of you. The Dragon Lance is necessary to be able to provide optimum damage in the Chronosphere. You have that extra distance to work with to ensure you're not caught in the bubble as well. And everything working out for Vici.
Look at Old 11. Continuing that tank build, going straight for the Aghanim Scepter.
Okay.
For the TA build, by the way, I feel like this is the only build right now. Like, nobody should be going these early. Just get that Hurricane Pike, or that Dragon Lance, for excuse me, and just go straight death zone, straight running at people with dreads and right-clicking them. It's insane.
Yeah, it's a big gripe I have with early Blink Dagger sometimes. You see even Pucks, never the Blink Rush anymore. Because it's too expensive for no stats, for no damage, for no increase to the speed of your farming. And Dragon Lance now very stat efficient, slight buff, and I think it was 7.29C.
Yeah. See that smoke? He smoked just to get vision down, just so they have better opportunity to be able to take Roshan, which I believe predicted is in 10 seconds. So
he doesn't know this, but awesome timing, because Puppy has 2 wards placed to defend that triangle. There's no way you're going to sentry there. You've seen no one enter the area of the map.
Oh. All right, 15:26 is... what I meant to say is when they're going to start doing Roshan. They are going to be chased away, though. Looks like Secret there, but the vision from Vici Gaming is giving a bit of heads up there. Time no Chronosphere. He just wants to be able to kick Zai out of this area.
Really cool discipline there from Zai. I was like, did that miss? No, I think he popped stick immediately after taking the damage because he recognized there might be follow-up. So he had to try to live through a potential Chronosphere. It's really nice little decision-making. You can see these 2 teams. I know it's the wildcard phase, but realistically 2 of the top 5 teams in the world on our screens as we speak.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It feels like the 2 teams that come out of this wildcard stage, especially in my mind, if it's these 2, they're going to go real deep in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if Secret's like, well, we don't need to be here, but, you know, if we're going to stay here, make it to groups, like, we might as well just try to win the tournament. And also, definitely a bone to pick. They had a long DPZ season where certain analysts were discussing, was EU the weakest region? The underperformance in Singapore, was it a fluke? Was Secret actually good? Was the region actually good? And now, maybe they don't need any points for TI, but wouldn't mind a little bit of a confidence.
Yeah, imagine being so good and so dominant that you place 4th out of 20 teams, and people are like, ha!
Yeah.
Man, you guys really sucked it up, huh?
Indeed.
You didn't win?
I remember hearing the interviews during the league, you know, a couple early losses in the season from Secret, and we were talking, I think it was Zaire Yapsor, just, they realized, yeah, we weren't going to try so hard, but then we realized, like, we really hate losing. Losing sucks. So we decided to start trying a little harder, and suddenly they found more success. Now they're here. 1 game up, but behind. Vici 6-4, but more importantly, 4K gold lead. Check out the items. They have their timings. They've got the Deso. They've got the Hood. Soon to have the Ags fully completed on Old 11. Maelstrom, Orbit Corruption on Poyoyo. I keep saying Poyoyo, but there's no extra Y. If there was an extra Y, it would have really helped me out here, Cap.
Poyoyo. Just keep it going. Just keep saying yos until you come to an eventual stop.
Are fortified.
Vici Gaming, one gripe I did, and I think we both share this gripe from last game, was the fact that when they hit a timing, they weren't aggressive enough in taking over the game, and I'm beginning to feel like that may be happening again here, Kyle.
Yeah, the Manta's coming out soon from Secret will change the state of the game a little bit, because right now that amplified damage, the Melt Strike, that's a huge amount of burst. Well, Manta dispels, also dodges the Melt Strike if it's disjointed.
Right, as we're going to get back into it here. We're rapidly approaching 20 minutes, and Vici Gaming has yet to try and do Roshan, hasn't yet managed to force things. Looks like they're going to go for it now. Zai just barely managed to get up to that high ground. Vici Gaming looks like now they're really going to force Roshan. The Crosshair going out. Who did he catch? He managed to get Zai. Zai, he's going to be falling almost immediately, but the troll is going headlong in, but now he's headed right back out as he gets terrorized up. He's going to turn his damage onto Poyoyo. Cookie trying to get away. He's been locked down and snare down, and he just dies. Nation managed to bring him down, and he's still alive. Still, Old 11 chasing up to him. Does he have a bash? He's got that. The chain stuns are coming in. Eventually, the troll does go down. Puppy's going to fall as well. Even if they kill the carry of the Faceless Void, that is not the true damage dealer right now. That lies in Ori's hands with the Desolator. You can see the damage just comes in waves, and he gets washed out. Matumba Man, bye-bye, down the river he goes, and let's head to the Roshan pit.
Control the armor, Cap. If you control the game, nothing you can do there is Matu. Shifting strength, yeah, you get the health, you lose the armor, and you can just see the Deso, the Shredders, the Amps. There's way too much damage output. Puppy did what he could. You saw the Holy Locket heal to try to keep Nisha alive. He does finish off Void, but you made the right point. This is not the same meta. The carry is not the carry. It's this guy on your screen right here, trying to redeem himself after a pretty big miscue to close out that first game. Ori on the TA now with the DD bottled, has the Aegis, soon to have a Hurricane Pike. Look, like too much. Oh, whoa, let's do it.
Oh, Skewer back underneath the Seer 1 as well. They're going to be able to take out that Aegis pretty quickly. No, actually one. He's got a second round of refraction. Oh no, this is bad for Secrets as they're not able to catch the heroes they really wanted there. Vici Gaming should be able to get away pretty nice and easy.
That would have been a very nice pick. Man, they defend their mid tower, but they really wanted that kill.
Old 11 with that Aghanim Scepter saying, hey, I'm not scared of you as long as I've got water on the field. Power of the Elements is on his side, but the RP onto the 2 supports, and now they followed up with the Overgrowth as well. The Cookie does manage to get the Sapphire a little bit farther away, who PYW was protected by the Shadow Realm. The supports aren't dead yet, but Ori's making sure that at least Puppy's going to go down almost immediately. Terrorize follow-up. Can he do the damage? It looks like he's bit by bit doing it, but the Cookie stolen from the Rubik, puts him onto the Templar Assassin, but he's still going to get bursted down by a double damage, melded up TA.
The amp came out and you just knew he was done for. He still had LD, still had nothing, but it doesn't matter. It's just way too much damage. And Team Secret, they just simply don't do enough. That was the ideal opening. I think they got both supports in the RP, but there wasn't damage. Yep. That's what's missing. It's Rubik, it's Streak, Control, more damage, more fling. I mean, Zai, look at Zai's net worth. He's effectively a third support.
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand very quickly.
No, I mean, Yapsor left him early in lane, and he's been an orphan boy ever since, as he's just been struggling to be able to have much more impact than just a skewer in much of these team fights. And the other 2 heroes, we said Secret, they were drafting for late game, but it seems like they're going to be run over nice and early.
Yeah, this is TA Dota 2. Coming in to this tournament, the only thing I was sure of was that we would see a lot of TA and a lot of Slardar.
Yeah.
You give both away to the enemy side, you've got to have a pretty damn good response. And Secret's individual heroes as concepts, like, it makes sense, right? The control for the BKBs, the ability to scale and go late game, but their lanes just not good. No ability to make plays. You talked about Vici maybe needing to put their foot on the gas, but you know, Secret ultimately we're just sort of trading a little bit, but arguably ineffectively, because TA is always going to be farming faster than you are in the mid-game portions. Now 9k gold. Halberd on Nisha, like, they're just trying to mitigate damage at this point.
Yeah. So the timing itself doesn't necessarily matter. So what matters is that first team fight actually goes well for Vici.
Yeah.
Whether it happens at 15 minutes or 20 minutes, as long as you successfully win that fight, get the Roshan, it's a snowball downhill from there. And yeah, you could see 10,000 net worth lead for Vici Gaming now. 23 minutes. I mean, this is much more one-sided game, at least initially here, than game 1.
And a clinic on how to use an Aegis. They got Roche 3 minutes ago. They took mid-tier 1. They took bot tier 2. They have outpost control. Look at the warding they've placed. Now they immediately invade Radiant Triangle with the Ancient Camp. This is just textbook choking out the map as Vici Gaming. They have the Aegis at 6-on-5, and they're just going to continue to grow that gold lead.
Yeah, and you can see Matamba Man, he's already given up on his triangle. He wasn't even close to farming it. Instead, he's playing that top side of the map with Puppy.
Dire's top tower
But it does mean, I mean, that is one way to play carry. As your triangle gets invaded, you play on the enemy side of the map. But what does Nisha really do? You know, I feel like if one of them is farming, the other one is going to be struggling in some way. As you can see, Nisha's getting farm bottom, but right now, Matamba Man's not doing anything. He's literally on the corner of the map, sitting there.
And it may have worked way back at TI7, but not as effective. He's behind the creep wave. Him and this just feels bad. Secret relegated to the outskirts of the map as Vici Gaming take the game paths all throughout the center.
Oh, TY, that was sneaky. Drops down the ward and catches Nisha's courier. What did it have on it? We'll have to find out in a bit, as Vici Gaming using the last bit of remnants of their Aegis here to try and finish off the rest of the towers. See if they can take this tier 2 before too long. Scared away Puppy. They've got vision of him, and Old 11 is trying to catch up the Overgrowth just to be able to survive here. Zai, is he going to try and go for a skewer back? He will not.
You just can't.
Yeah, you just can't.
With sprint item, I actually love the way Old 11 has played this. Now going for the blink, but look at the survivability. The hood with sprint active, and you notice he's not using it until the initiation comes out, because he recognizes I have to make myself target. Matu, status update, yes, still in the trees, but he will shift to the right, a more secure area of the forest.
He's just Manta pushing, that's all he's doing. He dropped his Manta illusions. He's playing in experience range.
Yeah.
But he's not showing his actual hero because he's terrified to death.
Okay, look, he's moved to the bottom part of the lane.
Okay.
Jungle.
Yeah,
They'll never suspect his presence there.
No, it's true.
Pops the Manta once again.
He may even show himself for a little bit. We'll have to see. Vici Gaming, though, smoked up 4-man while the Faceless Void pushes out bottom. I like this smoke movement because they're moving to their Faceless Void. Yep. The Aegis is down. This is an opportunity where Secret would try in other games to try and get a smoke and get a pick off or something.
It's so good to watch because they...
Oh, there's the potential, but never mind. It's a skewer back on a refraction.
That used to not work. They changed it 3 years ago. Back in the day, it was a lot harder to play TA because you could actually cancel blink daggers, but now with the refraction pre-popped, all good. But they cleared the triangle, then moved with the smoke, and now they're in the base. Okay, well, peace out, Yapsor.
Yeah. Not long for this world, and Poyoyo is literally farming creeps underneath the tier 3.
Radiant's bottom
and they had already shut the waves.
This living armor is only going to do so much. Ori right now. He's demolishing this. Old 11's creating a little bit of chaos here in the mid lane, but eventually he joins over to his team and sets up another puddle. You know how you have your thing about Legion Commander? Max out W, max out W. I have the same thing with Slardar. I hate early blink dagger.
Yeah.
I want to see some tank on this boy. Another zero back, another blink away. But Old 11 did jump in, but he's also finding a nice 3-man chronosphere. And here comes the fire. Puppy, he's going to be the first one falling. Fear up on Tanisha. He does barely manage to get off his ultimate, though. He turns around and starts going for the Slardar, and it looks like they may actually have the damage here. RP locks him down underneath the tier 4s, but Poyoyo is perfectly fine. They've killed one core, but they've lost 2 heroes for it, and Vici Gaming is undeterred. They continue their siege onto the buildings, and Secret feels like they've run out of abilities, and they're very rapidly running out of time in this game, too.
I just don't know what you're supposed to do at this point. The damage I put on Vici Gaming is just absurd. It's you can't make up for the lack of DPS on the side of Secret right now because like that was a Chronosphere. The Snapfire feels confident enough. He was just like cooking in the follow-up. He pops his ultimate for free. There's the Halberd on Troll. Like it's not as if Secret are getting any damage items up and running anytime soon. Zai's got a Force Staff queued up. They're just trying to survive. Meanwhile, Vici are already onto the luxury phase.
Are they even gonna try? Look at him, yo. He's like, I'm not afraid of a skewer. Hell, I'll time walk into you guys. See what's up. Okay, time walks away, and then he gets caught by the skewer, but almost instantly satanic and heals himself up near to full.
Daedalus on your TA?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I have to say, though, Kyle, I think Vici Gaming, what I love about what they've done in this game, they have done nothing half-assed.
Nope.
You know, when they made the rotation to bottom tier 1, they respected Living Armor and they respected Secret's team fight. They brought everybody there.
Yep.
Same goes with the Roshan. They didn't try and take it too early. They took their time, found the team fight that they wanted to find, then went for it. It feels like everything from Vici Gaming is very disciplined.
I think their smoke usage, the best part about that, almost feels like they may have game planned it. The initial smoke to place a ward under 2 Secret wards that would have spotted it to ensure the Roshan would be uncontested. Then they clear out the top Radiant Triangle, clear the camp, smoke back towards their Void and their Vision, and then when that engagement happens, like first off, they all now, of course, they have a ward in the Secret base, but that meant that Secret were pushed back into their base from the mid lane, the bottom lane's already pushing in, suddenly 11's causing chaos, but the TA's already got bot tier 3 to half HP, now you're taking an easy team fight, it's a 3-man chrono, it's just always Vici in control of the Vision, they're the ones sort of moving our observer, and where he looks, Vici are looking to make plays because they're in control of basically this game from about 15 minutes to just now. In Secret, you need a huge play. You need some kind of massive steal.
Yes. What does that look like? An RP skewer back in a like tier 4s, an overgrowth on top of that. I don't know what Yapsor steals to make the game amazing for them, but
Chronosphere? Fear? Snapfire ultimate wouldn't be terrible, but how are you going to get that?
Yeah, seriously.
You don't have Vision. Secret's one ward is right there, and it's fading fast. I got another one in the triangle.
MKB coming up next for Poyoyo. He is a very happy boy. SNY, early satanic. Again, like, really respecting Secret, making sure that with this lead that they have, that they don't give away any potential easy kills. He made sure that he is incredibly durable.
And it's the right move, too. I think the whole team with this concept in mind. You know, I think Old 11 exemplifying it, just saying, all right, good luck, guys. Halberd, Hood, he's not dying. Void 3k plus HP.
57. HP regen a second, both when he's